No, we just had it yesterday for someone, and that was up against Comanche. That was friends who played it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's interesting. They'll be playing the troll again.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hopping into game number 1, this elimination matchup, the Group B lower bracket finals. Comanche facing off against Vega Squadron. See who comes out ahead as we hop into the game.
10 seconds remaining.
It looks so pretty every time, but it's just every time also we're still at this screen. I got to get my timing better on that.
Yeah, but you don't want to miss those TPs and wards and stuff. That's not worth it.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's value time.
Do we have the pause?
Photo.
Any pause? No pause.
Oh, no, we're just going.
They want to battle.
Ready. They came prepared. So the more I think about the troll, I like some aspects of it. I like that he's a Shadow Blade builder. I think that's going to be very handy up against the side of Comanche. Even into the Silver Edge as well later on isn't too bad, but mostly just trying to find out this Terror Blade, catch him up, get that surprise initiation. That's good stuff. Ulti, relatively worthless this game. Let's be honest. It's pretty trash. Like, who is this really helping out? This is probably one of the worst troll drafts I've ever seen in terms of actually abusing the attack speed. No one is getting anything right now.
I mean, that Winter Wyvern applying the debuff onto a bunch of heroes. It's great.
Yeah. Maybe this will be an Aghanims or something there. That's the play. Whew. So that's not so hot. But other than that, we saw the exact same thing where they went this troll up against the TV for friends. I guess maybe just hoping for like the blind, trying to work it that way up against the TV, but he does not have very many friends this game.
No, definitely not. Well, and I'm looking at this too now, and you see the early movements that go out there. They're placing wards, really heavy emphasis on trying to block out this camps. And this is something that we've seen from Vega a couple of times. The Sentry Ward and the Observer on opposite ends of the spectrum, so they can't get the D Ward easily. Really heavy prioritizing that, and it looks like fingers not quite quick enough as Mag was able to pick up that bounty rune. So good stuff for Vega, getting 3 of them.
And we'll end up with, I guess it's expected, the mid Centaur. Not usually what you want, or rather, I guess not usually what you are expecting to come out here, but this is what we had the other day from them too. So they're right back at it. They're going to give Hakan his Omni Knight. Played a fantastic Darkseer in our previous series, and certainly expecting a lot of this one, but he'll have an okay matchup against Mag.
Oh, that was pretty nice down there. Seneko is probably going to pay for it, but realizing that he wasn't going to be able to get the block off on both of these, he goes to block the off lane, and Seneko trying to get the D. He's going to end up being pulled back and killed. So first blood going to Misha, but they do at least stop the side pull for the first wave. They don't have a great answer afterwards.
And that is one thing we haven't discussed. With both Rubik and Pudge, plenty of shenanigans could go down here on the side lane as well as in the mid. For now, they're actually going to harass and do things in lane, which is just disturbing to see these two heroes do, considering all the ridiculous pulls and shenanigans.
Speaking of problem, LTW is running after G. This is very tanky and battling it out here in these early levels. No point right now. At least he's almost there in terms of his mana to be able to cast another Hoof Stomp, but no points in Double Edge means he wasn't able to find a kill.
Yeah, and those are just Tango's game delivered as well. No salves or anything here, so he'll just try and keep that regen flowing and make sure he can't be burst down by G. Not too much of an issue, really. Snako. Yeah. All right, he's baiting. It's just throwing stones on top of him.
No respect at all.
Chuvash now level 2 up top, trying to make his first big play.
And they might go back in on this now. Seneko and G heal back up at the shrine, and LTW not the most survivable person at this point in time in the game. Does have those double edge, but it's been a little bit rough. Dropping another stone on him. Why not?
Oh, all right. Well, Snake was he's heading out, man. He's got that arcane rune. Just move around the map. 30 mana. Guarantee himself a bounty rune on the bottom.
I wonder if it's because he knows he's going to be coming back mid and he just wants to get him off cooldown, since for a while he's not going to be dropping them probably. And the arcane rune increases the remnant charge respawn, I think. I'm not sure if that's correct, but I think it is.
Yeah, it does. I believe that got fixed. It didn't used to, but I'm pretty sure it does now. Same thing with Octarine Core.
Cool. Well, passive laning stage so far. It does look like Omni's been able to get a lot out of this bottom lane facing off against Mag, and That one going relatively even mid, a little bit into the favor of the Centaur. Who do you feel like is more happy with the way that this game has started?
I'm watching now, and I'm not sure if it is. The Arcane Rune, I'm just wondering. Maybe it didn't get patched. I know there were issues with the Octarine Core and Arcane Rune and those charges and stuff like that. But either way, in terms of our advantages and whatnot, things looking, I guess, as you'd expect. Hakon's got a Soul Ring up, so he's pretty much set down here. He still has 3 tangos. No real problems for him. Mag was never really in danger anyway, so this is just trades going on. We haven't had any weird pulls happening, so Snako hasn't had to interrupt mid at all. He's had quite a few rotations around to snag up some banners, and he goes back to the mid lane.
Ooh, this Chuvash rotation, though, this might be what they need. Snako going on at the exact same time, and now revealing the smoke. They can get into range, possibly. Hook is still available. G gonna get ran down. They pull him back in. Rod as well. The double edge is more than enough. They find that kill. ILTW making it happen.
Yeah, Snako almost did the save there. I think he was trying to body block and trying to absorb that hook instead for G, but couldn't quite get there in time, so he doesn't have his booties up yet. A little bit too slow, but he will find himself a DD rune, and once again, he'll roll on in here, steal up this bounty.
No, they're not going to get there in time. Just healing up at the shrine. Chuvash, in the meantime, does get this D ward, so more help going back their way. And Comanche looking good in these early stages. Maybe not what everybody would have expected against a very star-studded Vega Squadron lineup.
Yeah, they've shown what they have to do, or rather, they have what it takes to do that against like friends as well. I think people weren't expecting too much out of Comanche, but 2-0'd them. Yeah, the Afterlife Nyx wasn't enough.
Yeah. And now dropping some more wards mid. Ember G is still going to have some trouble. Still not into boots, but does have Poor Man's Shield and a bottle. Looks like they want to try and go in on him again. Only level 5, but Chuvash is going to at least push him back to the tower.
It's going to be a lot of pressure on Hakan to get those repels off timely on the Terrorblade as once that Veil's out. Snake going a little bit of trouble here. The hook, the lift should probably be dead.
Yep. Got the Fade Bolt, kick away, trying to roll. Nice little play there. It's the classic by the Earth Spirit. Is going to get killed off by the Ancients, though, so a little unfortunate.
All right, there you go. Yeah, so not waiting on the roll from Misha there, just letting him. I guess he felt like they had the damage and they wouldn't have to worry about it, but then that allows him to get the kick roll escape. Nicely played. And well, he'll take the deny over handing over some gold, but Mag, he should be okay himself.
Ooh. Didn't realize. I don't think he spotted the Pudge there.
Well, it didn't seem like it because they're both still hunting for each other.
Yeah.
Well, mostly Chuvash hunting for him, I suppose, but...
I'll look in. Can he find it? He spots him out now. I believe, at least.
Level 3 purification as well, so they have a lot of damage to throw out if they can get a grab on him.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they... Mag's been playing this around the outside edges so well. In the meantime, there's a rotation that's going up towards the top lane, and they might be able to punish Arc here. He's left alone. Yeah, now they spot Mag. And looks like Arc is going to get out. Still setting up for a dive, but I don't know if they're going to be able to find him. Yeah, he's just going to TP out of there. Heads down bottom, and it looks like instead they're going to try and push this tower. Hook connects on a Mag. Nice play there by Chuvash. He's going to burrow strike out and away. Do they get him? No vision. They weren't able to get there in time.
Yeah, take the Metamorphosis though and turn it into a push, but Troll can kind of do the same, so this is nice. You're worried about that early Metamorphosis and just how much they can done in terms of objectives. With the Troll Warlord, you can all just pop ulti and try and get some at least somewhat decent trades back for it. Winter Wyvern as well, having that against the TB, great, so he can annihilate his allies, as well as being able to be one of the best early game defenders of towers from a support.
Yeah. It is a little bit unfortunate right now that only got level 4 for the Winter Wyvern and just now picking up that level 4. So 2 points in Splinter Blast. Not amazing at counter pushing, but with Mag here, it will be enough to at least force Comanche back.
Yep, that's the end of the Metamorphosis. And then top lane, though, they've been wailing away at this the whole time, too.
Yeah. No more Glyph available, and Hakon comes in, but they've kind of done their damage already.
I can be pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
G as well. He's ready to make some rotations. Just kind of sitting mid. He's got his TP. He's hoping there'll be a dive, probably. Someone will go a little bit too far, and he can come in with his remnants and get something done that way before he's even done with the Veil. But once he actually has it up, there is definitely pressure on the Omni Knight. Like, he needs to get those timely repels on top of Arc, or he can just be annihilated instantaneously from purely runs. I mean, look at that burrow strike damage on the Arc. It's half his HP.
This is the problem, though. Mag already used it, and now trying to chase him. The Stampede, they're not finding him. Wow. That was not the way that was supposed to go, and they realized they're not going to be able to kill him as burrow strikes back up. That should have been a kill, I think. 4 points up in double edge. And they back out. They see the rotations.
Been close.
I think they spotted the smoke. Maybe not. They might have TP'd in with smoke. So, yeah, everybody's just backing out from Comanche.
Tell you, Ditcheraw's been all alone up here. He has just been allowed to free farm the entire time. He had enough support that his life was fine. Mostly the fact, I guess, that Misha, as well as Chuvas, just wanted to get so much more done in the other lanes that they kind of quit their focus up in the top. That should allow this tower to fall relatively soon. Put even more gold in Ditcheraw's pocket. He's going to go for the Helm first. We'll see if he goes back again for that more old school build of the Solent that we had the other day from Friends.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. I liked it. It felt very strong. And granted, it was also just, you know, Friends being so far ahead at that point, or being in a really good position at that point. But, I don't know. We'll have to see how it works. The Pudge had an Invis rune and was over there on the mid lane, but couldn't end up making anything of it. He's hiding now in the trees up top, so they might decide to actually put the pressure on Ditchia, but it smells something coming. He's not actually...
See Misha try and get 6 would be nice. Same thing with Chuvash. Both these supports very close right now. Kind of lingering around some waves, maybe hoping to get that done. And Misha will now move mid. Half a level to go. I'll have to split it with Arc, though. Damn greedy Terror Blades. Can't even help out a poor Rubik.
So, leading in the
thinking about it top.
Yeah, they really want this. And they might just be able to secure it. Man, Ditchia taking a lot of damage there from that purification. But actually, Chuvash drew aggro here with this range creep. So they realize Pudge is in the area, and Ditchia just going to TP out and away. They're going to pressure bottom.
Yeah, the ward spots the Rubik and the TV coming through. Just like, all right, we're out of here. And again, that trade, though, I mean, the troll, the logic is sound for sure. I mean, they're already bottom, they're pushing. The Winter Wyvern not only helping the D push, but just the actual split push itself, kind of similar to our Jakiro earlier today.
Yeah.
Get a lot of the same stuff done, and now even preparing for a tier 2 defense in case they keep pressuring, knowing that Metamorphosis is still relatively decent duration left on it, and instead they're actually going to head mid and hope that Ember overextends.
Chuvash makes the smart play as well. He TPs into the shrine, realizing that's a almost in some ways better place to fight than by the tower. And it will scare away Seneko as he's going to go down here, pick up a little bit more golden experience. So everything's still very static at this point. Taking a look at the net worth, they're going to get a hood first for the Centaur. So going a little bit more of the beefy build rather than the initiation play. Do you like this?
Yeah, I think they've already taken the tier 1 top. They have decent control over the enemy jungle. Like they're not super worried, I guess, about trying to find a bunch of fights or anything like that at the current moment. Khan's happily farming away. Rubik is still not quite level 6, so he's not really getting that eager. And the fact there's an Ember on the enemy team just makes this hood unbelievably valuable, as well as just helping yourself out for your own double edge. So it's a good game to be a Centaur. It's plenty of magic damage being pumped out from everyone. Probably even going to finish out that full pipe even before the blink, because he does have it queued up. We'll see if he actually follows through on it. If he gets, maybe some big influx, he might be tempted to go straight in for the blink dagger.
They're going to get the D ward here as well. That does sort of signal that the smoke could have been coming their way, and Comanche will hold off on that. Bottom lane, the Sand King with the newly minted Blink Dagger was just getting ready for anybody to move in that direction, but this to me feels like it's going to be probably the big reveal as they pressure for the tier 1 tower in the top lane. I don't know if Comanche are going to come and try and contest this, though.
Yeah, they've had a couple nice D wards as well on the side of the Radiant, too. So Vega, not exactly sure what everyone's up to. They'll plant this ward down and see if they can get a better idea of the scope of the defenses here, but it looks like they've now figured out this tower is just going to be free. And that Blink Dagger's done, but so's that pipe. He did commit fully for it. Very defensive indeed. And they'll be relying on the Stampede to initiate, but if they get jumped on and maybe they're not expecting this pipe, that could be a pretty big turnaround here.
Oh, and here we go. The movement in. You have a whole lot of damage that can come out from this Comanche side. They don't have Dragonlance yet there on the Terrorblade, but looks like they're going. This could just be Roche. No, they're going to take a fight.
There's no Winner's Curse here, too, whereas both supports on the Radiant have their ultis.
Oh, Misha gets revealed. They're on the high ground, though, and Vega, they're going to smoke, go back in now. Yeah, if they fight near this shrine, this would be really, really bad. Ember Spirit is going to back out and away, but there's Arc immediately going to spot out Mag. They have the shrine, though, going to be able to pop in just a second, gain all the heals there, and they're on top of him. Arc turns onto Snako, a ton of damage. That is going to be the Cold Embrace, trying to keep him alive, but Ditya Ra going to be controlled and killed off. So that's 2 down, and that was just a really poor decision, I feel like, for Vega.
That was weird. I don't know, I guess they just felt like they were too strong with the vision or something.
Yeah.
And felt like they could fight, but they were quite incorrect. It's very difficult, like, for that to turn out well, honestly. You're running up into a team that has Centaur ulti too, so that even when you have a vision advantage, they're always going to get a position advantage, unless you stun, like, the Centaur. And even if you stun the Centaur, there's an Omni back there somewhere too, so very difficult to get the right target, and the shrine being up was really just kind of like the crown jewel of what the hell are we doing.
Oh, there's the epicenter down. Pipe has already come out, though, and the Guardian Angel as well. They turn it back around. Hakon taking no damage from that Winter's Curse, and can they actually kill them off? Chuvash did already use his ultimate. Is going to be brought down, so a couple of ultis down, not a ton of tower damage being dealt, and they actually had to hold on to that triple remnant from G because of the Winter's Curse.
Yeah, the repel too. That was very nicely done. It was like, there's so many defensive options stacked on top there too from the Radiant side, let alone the Curse. And game was saved.
Dang.
At least they did stop the push, I suppose. As well as G having a haste rune, so maybe he can find himself a kill somewhere.
Yeah, still tough without those remnants to deal that extra bit of damage. And LTW is going to go back for an Ags now, not even opting to go in for a Blink Dagger. This is kind of an interesting way to look at it, because when he played the mid Centaur before, he did go for a Blink in the early stages.
Yeah. The magic damage is just... I mean, we're talking about how there's so little value to troll ultimately. You look at the heroes that are on the dire side, it's all magic. So I can certainly understand wanting that pipe so early on in the game, and we also saw that damage reduction from the Agnums was so good with the Terrorblade. They just could not kill him before Sunder unless Centaur was disabled.
Yeah.
It's just actually impossible.
Yeah, it was a really great combination that we saw there. Sioma in the mid lane, he did end up spotting the hook that went by him, but now a second one catches him right on the edge. And well, with that Purification barely left alive, he has Winter's Curse in this too. This might actually stop Comanche from moving any further forward. I don't know if they can fight into this.
That magic wand has paid off twice now. Both times merely the stats keeping him alive.
Chuvash. All right, they get the tower nonetheless. And still feeling comfortable taking this fight, I guess.
Another objective down. Another use of the Metamorphosis. They're doing a good job of keeping that momentum rolling. As he heads into their ancient camp too. I'm sure their eyes are at least considering Roche, but it's nothing really helping to accelerate them into it, especially with the winding down Metamorphosis.
Yeah, they're just gonna play this one safe. Terrorblade is still one of those heroes. You just get that Dragonlance up and you're basically good to go. He's going to build back into the Yasha next. But top of the CS, or net worth rather, and you got Centaur, who's also quite high up there. He's going to actually go back for the Blink first. So feeling like they're ahead of enough. They're going to make this work. Well, actually not that far ahead, honestly. Vega's further ahead in experience.
Yeah, G's been getting a lot of split pushing done too, which is really helping them out too in terms of his overall net worth. Like, he's what, 1-1-0. He got their one kill, did it, but the fact he's got his bots up, and we talked about the kind of the lack of control they have, and now using that helm as well as the fact that they have the Troll Warlord. It's Alpha Wolf.
Yeah, that maxed
good option here for the Dire.
Maxed out Fervor. It's quite strong. They actually do realize now, though, that Roche is being taken. Can they get here in time? Starting to drop down very low as Arc is going to head in. They use the reflection already. Misha going to get gone upon. They drop and pull back in with the hook. So a little bit off the mark. LTW onto Ditya Ra. Can they find that kill? They are not quite able to bring him down. And Chuvash completely left alone. The epicenter a little bit off the mark. Can they actually stay alive through this? The pipe has already been used. Low, turn it back around. Nicely played there by Misha. Snako is going to go down. Hakon barely surviving through this. TPing back home is going to live.
Okay. I think that was actually a saving hook that he threw out there from Chuvash too, because he was worried about the initiation that could have came in onto Arc. So it was pretty nicely played. Unfortunately, they couldn't get that Aegis. That would have been the real victory there for Comanche. If they could have just at least gotten rid of that, even if they don't kill Ditch Raw a second time, but just negate that possibility of them being able to go full YOLO or anything like that. And still a nice win, I would say, for Vega. Good timing there to take that while they knew Metamorphosis was still going to be down for Arc, so they wouldn't have their full fighting potential there. And now with that Aegis in hand, a Yasha too. The draw currently looking at a BKB to follow up to his Yasha. Not a bad choice, just the general control of the Rubik in the center. War Runner.
Yeah. It seems like it would be really good. And the other thing is not hitting the rest of his team under his Winter's Curse. If you're able to get it off in time, can really make a big difference. So yeah, I'm liking it. Helm of the Dominator, we already talked about, into the Yasha for the Troll Warlord, who is also queuing up the BKB, so not wanting to go back for the finish launch in Yasha. And the Hand of Midas for the Earth Spirit, so ensuring that late game possibility at least a little bit.
Yeah, plenty of Midases these days. Earth Spirit, I guess, just, you know, if you're good enough with the hero, maybe you feel like you don't need too much. Blink Dagger is fantastic to have, but you can also make plenty of plays with nothing but your brown boots and stuff. So as long as you can get the job done with the Midas, it's going to pay off later on, and talents have just made the item even more valuable.
Snako. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It feels to me as if Vega Squadron has this timing right now where they're quite strong and can keep on fighting, particularly with the Aegis, but oh my god. Chuvash, he ends up hooking a creep, and that reveals his position. Yeah, okay. That hurts. All right, why not? He gets the deny. All right, I guess that's worth. Use Magnetize there as well, so they don't have Magnetize.
All right, that's really lucky. All skill, surely.
Clearly.
That must have been it, yeah. Invis Rune going to be handed over to Xiaomi here. Maybe he'll try and find himself a jungling Terrorblade or something. Go for a hunt, but some riskier spots to walk on into with an Invis Rune. Sentries usually chilling in the area. In fact, he probably would have ran into some trouble right there for Misha, so.
Yeah. Don't want to run into trouble in the jungle. Still, Vega Squadron not opting to go for any big movement together. The Epicenter off cooldown. Sioma is now hasted and invisible, so time to go for a walk, see what he can find.
I think this is the right play from Vega. I don't feel like they need to push very heavily. I think just kind of chilling out with this Aegis. Now they have a BKB, sure, they can try and make an aggressive maneuver, maybe try and take a tower with this thing, but this is a single core lineup from the Radiant side, and although maybe we talk about like the Troll Sims and stuff on the Dark side, it's nice initiation.
Yeah, in some trouble. They have the heal though that's coming in. Oh, Omni Knight lifted up. That was really well played, and now might have to pop his own ultimate. He didn't even get the mechanism off in that last one. Winter's Curse dropped down as well, and there is no way out for Hakon here. Who, well, okay. The rest of his team is backed off. That seems like a really odd decision. Like the rest of his team didn't want to show up.
Yeah. Pretty long cooldown to just blow like that, but it's gone now, so you can really do about that. Tower gets annihilated. And Vega, again, I don't think they really needed a massive win like that, but that's pretty huge for them. Because now this Troll is catching right up to our Terrorblade. Didn't even have to use his BKB. Aegis also not used, but pretty unlikely to get much out of it with only about 40 seconds remaining. I just feel like as this goes later and later, they're going to feel more comfortable having the core of an Ember Spirit and a Troll Warlord compared to what's largely a single core here for the Radiant side. Like, this isn't... Like, Centaur is cool and all, and he gets his Agnum Scepter and stuff, but he still just spells for the most part. It's not really all about his right clicks and this, like, scaling attack speed and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely. I'm curious if they can make something happen with, like, a strong timing, but it is definitely feeling like they are the team that, if the game goes long enough, are going to be left wanting. But in the meantime, G is actually queued up a Battle Fury.
The old classic? Yeah, he's buying into it. He's doing it, ladies and gentlemen. There's been discussion about this, I guess.
I guess it's also against Terrorblade, so...
Right, that was like why he was the original counter. The OG... where you would just, the second he popped Manta, reflections and whatnot, you would just immediately go for it.
Oh, this could be a big moment for them, though. ILTW actually already uses the blink to get into a little bit more position, but he didn't, that was a little bit odd.
Out they go, yeah. I think G's just making a good read here and just saying that, you know what, they've got BKBs they're building into, they have a null field, they've got this pipe already done, my magic damage is already being so heavily reduced, and there's still going to be a lot of value from this Battle Fury this game, so he still went for the Veil, which is what I really like. I don't think you want to go like full old school Ember, but this build has some merit for him for sure. Mag setting up.
Oh my god, trying to go onto him. Has found a cone yet again. Mechanism does get off, but he's still silenced and brought down. They are able to kill off Seneko. Dichiara trying to hit Arc. Perma bash. He's never going to be able to make the stop. Sunder turnaround might be enough. The Winter's Curse though onto Arc. They managed to bring down Dichia just barely as Arc is going to walk away from this one. And G trying to bring him down. 26 HP. It's not going to happen. He's down. Double for G, but still the tower is going to be the thing to fall.
Oh, he was so close to Urn as well in the Rubik. I thought maybe the Urn as well as the null field would be enough, but not there. Wise decision, I think, from Misha, by the way, to max it out this game. Yeah, we've already seen the value, at least as to how close that came, but damn, those bashes.
Yeah.
That was actually absurd. Almost able to get down Eric, but that's Terrorblade, right? You got to get all the way there, or he turns it right back around on top of you.
God. What an impressive little display there. And again, also really good teamfight prioritization. It might be something a little bit worrying that you didn't get any of Omni's spells off and you were still losing that fight. Is that something to be concerned about right now for Vega?
Yeah, that's pretty scary for sure. Definitely shows they need to keep that focus going on him in the back line, though. Keeping that Yules like we saw previously, nice little play there. Sankin can like hop back there and just stun a couple, and Meg can just try and control up that Omni build in that way. That's the dream. He's also moving back into more mobility. So he'll be going for the standard Force Staff to finish out his build.
Yeah, that's the way to go, I would imagine. And well, in the meantime, Chuvash has gone back for a hood on top of everything else. This does feel like they're heavily prioritizing just getting the magic damage mitigation, and maybe that's something where you end up getting the value out of this Battle Fury as well, that if everybody's committed towards magic damage reduction, they're not going to be prepared for all the physical that's coming out from Ember.
Yeah, exactly. Just it really adds a lot of merit to it. I mean, you look at Centaur and Pudge, they're both it's like over 60% magic resistance in total with them, so very hard to chew through if you were to go the full like Maelstrom Radiant style.
G going to still be sort of flirting with danger here as he's over in the jungle. Hasn't revealed that Battle Fury either, so allowing the rest of the side of Comanche to continue to build into that. We'll see if anybody else ends up going into something like it as well. But Lotus Orb is going to be the item for Hakon. And it feels like this is going to be a strong timing for Comanche when they end up going for the full group up after the next Aegis, I would imagine.
Oh, man, I hope he finishes this Lotus Orb. I would love to see a reflected Winter's Curse. That would actually be so sick. That would be crazy. I don't think I've got to witness that one before.
Quite good. Who do you feel like is the Winter's Curse target? Just whoever you can get pretty much that's not Terrorblade?
The dream is Omni Knight next to TB.
Right.
That would be the best possible scenario.
Radiant's middle tower
if you could just have him well away, because if you don't get the Omni Knight, he's just going to pop Guardian's Angel anyway. So
right.
He essentially needs to be inside of it. Then again, the AoE is also pretty small Guardian Angels too, I suppose, but we'll see.
All right. So top lane, the next to be pressured in. Still only 2 tier 2 towers left alive right now for Vega Squadron. Meanwhile, there's still a mid-tier 1 in the mid lane for Comanche, and it looks like G gonna start dealing a bit of that damage. Hopefully gonna be able to hold on to this tower.
Yeah, his Remnant's a bit obvious, maybe slightly precarious here.
Yeah. They do have a blink, but not gonna be able to go for that initiation as it looks like pressure onto tier 1 mid, trading for the tier 2, not gonna pop meta yet. They could think about going further.
I think maybe they might skip Roche too, like just being okay time to head towards it for themselves.
Arc is going there.
Where's Chuvash at?
LTW. Yeah, they'll just back out. So force everybody back, and Arc will keep on farming. Actually, that just heads out.
Look at that immediate D-ward from Chuvash too. I mean, it's a common ward spot for sure, but just the fact that he TP'd to that low ground, they immediately backed. He's like, yeah, there's a ward here somewhere. Just finds it straight away. So a ton of D wards coming on the Radiant side of this game. They've had a really great eye as to what the Dire have been up to in terms of vision.
Now, and now also preparing for the smoke that they know could be coming in. Misha was just over there on the other side, and it does not look like this is going to end up bearing fruit for Vega Squadron. Worth noting that Seneko is going to start to really ramp up his farm as well. Has the Blink and the Hand of Midas. This is going to translate into some big items later on, as everybody's getting set up and looking to fight around Roche. This is scary. I guess that Vega are going to force the high ground, and that should end up bringing back the rest of Comanche.
Yeah, and one thing is that with the Terrorblade, you like force out the Metamorphosis and you're happy, but with the Troll ulti, it's just such a low cooldown. Seneko
Is visible there. The Reflection is actually going to break the Blink Dagger of Mag as well, so he is back out. All right. That was a close moment. They might have been able to set up for a great epicenter, but Reflection ends up working for it, and LG scouts out that Roche took a couple pot shots, but nothing more.
Yeah, I thought maybe they'd all TP back to the shrine, but they're actually just gonna stick around too. So Mag, they're pulling them back and forth between Roche and bottom, just not immediately TPing out. Huge play to not immediately to head back, because now Comanche is stuck in a bit of an issue here. Wolf will be scouting here once again. They have the good AoE spells to deal with this too. They have a shrine nearby. There's an observer, but it doesn't scout if you TP to this half. So still a relatively dangerous situation here. And now they're tier 3 in trouble. There's no glyph here.
Yeah, and I mean, not normally a great right-clicking lineup, but whoo, just off the mark right there with the hook. When they do have that troll ulti, it comes out. It ends up actually playing a pretty big role. So down to about half HP. This is a lot of damage dealt to this tower at this early stage, particularly against a troll who can take it really quickly. They don't get Roche.
Now they can't afford to. If they pop Metamorphosis, they could just be put into a terrible situation. And Arc wasting quite a bit of time around here too.
LTW controlled for the moment by G. Can just force him back in a way if he wants to, and that's enough to break the Blink Dagger, at least for the moment, as they're not going to chase too much further. Aghanim Scepter done on the Centaur as well, so we are going to start to see the power of that come into play.
Chrysalis
are they going to
on
get him?
G, no defensive item here. Not opting towards one, just wants more damage stacked up here, which makes sense to Battle Fury, but could put him in trouble.
They're hoping that they're going to be able to get a jump back, but are going to be able to find him. G taking the damage. Is it going to be enough? He is going to get it. Great angle there on Chuvash for that ulti. And bottom lane, well, they take down a good bit of damage, but Seneko is now going to be controlled. They couldn't actually find it. He's going to fall as well. Chasing a bit more. He's going to spot Mag, but LTW not quick enough to catch up.
All right, so finally starting to grab onto these guys who have been rather annoying on these side lanes between the Ember Spirit as well as the Earth Spirit here. Spirit's down, but Mag is here.
Now Ditya. Oh, quick
the
fingers.
raindrop
is in some trouble now, though, as he has the Diffusal Blade down, starting to bring down Chuvash. This might be worth it for the... Oh, my God.
Oh,
what?
Come on.
The second time this game. This has got to be so painful if you're Vega.
That's so funny. I always forget about that. Well, obviously Mag forgot too. He just throws them up the Yules, and he's like, well, obviously he's going to be there, but
Yeah.
raindrop blocking that damage for the blink. And now, again, they're trying to Roche, but it's not that fast, and they don't want to commit Metamorphosis, and back they go.
This is so
this is
frustrating, I'm sure.
painful to
That being
watch.
said, they keep on finding these kills, and Ditya Rock going to be controlled for the moment. They jump forward. Winner's Curse comes out, but still Ditya going to be able to survive through it. And they, or rather, excuse me, Arc will be able to, as Ditya did not survive through it.
Yeah, that's definitely worth it for the Radiant. That's good. Finally, they got him.
And
No chance for a BKB to come out there.
yeah, Arc did have to use his first one, so 8 seconds is all he's down to now. Might be able to do something more with this Metamorphosis, but it's really hard for them to take this Roche. They need some more minus armor. And G is here.
He's still going.
Well, get bashed a couple times. Meta wearing low, but they are going to be able to force them back. Chuvash, large and in charge, is going to get hit. A nice stun. Burrow Strike turnaround, though. The epicenter has already not been used, so they don't want to take that one. Eul Scepter lift up, trying to get them out and away. And now with Meta down, it's still going to take a while for Roshan, but nobody's pulling them back down towards bottom.
Yeah, this is starting to get a little bit ridiculous. Alright, now back inside the pit. There's still heroes nearby. Good wards being thrown up here. No time to D-ward. Now into the pit.
Mag is gonna, ooh, just off the mark with the hook. Nice
Curse
force
back up
away.
in 5 seconds.
They can go
Need
for
some
this if they
roots.
want to. G is here as well. Misha sandstorming away, and Alditya also in the
vision.
area. They're going to go for the epicenter. They're not going to be able to break this one. Guardian Angel comes out, and it is going to be Roshan down. G picks up the Aegis. They also got the kill on it. A ton of problems right now for Comanche ILTW. Looks like they're going to be able to turn on to Ditya though. Too much damage. Chuvash is not going to die to this, I don't think. Low on mana, he does not get the die. But Ditya still alive here. Akon. They are finally going to lose that Troll Warlord. G still with the Aegis in hand. Now ILTW catches onto Mag, 4 dead. They won't find G though.
Wow, despite the Aegis steal, and as well as the roast kill steal, for that matter, not enough here for the Dire. Vega paying heavily for that one. And it's TV who's the big winner. Out comes out with 635 gold, and now well on his way to a butterfly too.
Oh. And, well, the unfortunate thing is, well, they found G, and he's actually, oh man, that was very close. The right clicks that are coming in bring him down low even further. But not a whole lot of great ways to deal with this. Oh, and stolen, that's Sandstorm, all right. I think,
Lotus Orb, great pickup from Akon too.
yeah, they can just throw the repel onto him immediately and not going to end up taking too much damage from this. Arc hitting away at the tower. Does have his BKB back up again if he wants to use it. Sunder is available,
kick.
uses it! Last second, Arc, oh it hurts so bad. The tier 3 is down and they can just walk away. Mag desperately trying to get something from it. Rubik, Seal, and Burrow maybe overextended slightly. G turns now, is trying to fight, but Arc just turns to hit him as well. Now Troll now on top of Chuvash. Is it going to work though? They're taking away all of his mana. Is going to pop at the end as Hakon burrowed and brought down. But they are going to finally get that Aegis down from G as, well, they take down the Rubik.
Man, they're blinking, they're using this Omni Knight, they're throwing long range, Pele kicks this Omni Knight to stun him, and they're trying to bring down this damn Terrorblade, and then there's a Centaur with an Agnums, and he just pops ulti, and he can't die. Now, they're throwing Lotus Orbs on top of Terrorblade, they've got a Lincoln Sphere they can put on top of him as well.
Yeah. Well, and we talked about the strength of this 2-core lineup. It feels like Comanche know exactly what they need to do to finish this off. Snako getting punched by the tower. Not often you see that on the high ground there. But the Terrorblade illusion given vision.
Well, despite getting the melee racks, but they did just throw away quite a bit. Sense of a comeback potential here for the Dire side. Didn't have to use any important buybacks or anything like that. Ditcherall got a double kill and now a tower, so he's rolling in at 3,600 gold. And as we get later and later, you know, Troll, he's a scary guy. He just stun locks you. He bashes you forever. He can itemize basically to anything he wants. I mean, this guy can even buy Sound Yasha and still win games, so clearly the hero must be good.
I really like the Diffusal choice. It ended up being really good. Like, if they get on top of Omni, just draining all that mana so quickly.
Yeah, and it sucks to have to go for it now. You can't purge the repel, but it's still Guardian Angel, and you're a Troll Warlord, so you don't really have much choice. And same thing, he has to go for this butterfly too.
Yeah. Well, that MKB gonna be online for Troll. Obviously, still
That is the word I was looking for. Has to go for the MKB.
a little ways away. They have the data list on Ember, so smoke down bottom. They're expecting a movement here from Ember Spirit, but I don't know if he's actually gonna tempt fate.
Yeah, so said butterfly is online for Arc, and so Diffusal for the Omni, and then MKB for up against this Troll. Ditcherall's getting what he needs, and certainly close. Probably can't afford to save for buyback. I think this one of the situations you just need the damn item.
They got G. Seneko there is also in the area, able to get the stun silence, and
Nice save.
yeah, well played. Knew it was coming. But last tier 2, and after this Shrines, we'll have to see how it works. Chuvash a little bit off the mark with the hook.
Oh, gee, careful.
I gotta be
Not
careful.
really worth any real risk here.
God, but just look at the damage. Like, I don't know how exactly they deal with this guy. They need to get Troll on top of him, but if Omni ulti comes out, and look at
they know.
this.
They know Sierra's there.
They're right on
pinged
top
him.
of him. The pink comes out. They are still going to hit away at this tower, taking a ton of damage, and Well, G is there, the Burrow Strike connecting onto the Illusions, not really dealing with the fact that their melee barracks is going down. Arc is going to be hit, but they pop Mantis style. BKB as well. Ditya is going to end up falling. They get the hook from Chuvash to save the day in between all of that mess. G also in trouble now, trying to remnant back out in a way. They are going to end up losing Hakon here, possibly. Really low, but not actually going to end up dying. There is the Burrow Strike with the epicenter, but the Sunder comes out, and Seneko left to left. They're going to end up dying here. They pull back in G. Comanche, they have done it. GG ends up getting cold, and they take down the favorites of Vega Squadron. Very well played.
Yeah, again, they use this enabling double core strategy where they just, well, I guess I should say like double-sided terror blade. Wow. But, I mean, that's what it is. They throw this guy into the middle of every fight, and they just have this kind of weird defensive secondary cores of Centaur Warrunner and Omni Knight. And Vega, I thought, actually did a great job on the supports. They were getting those backlines. Even in that last fight, they were constantly tagging up the Centaur Warrunner. He couldn't blink. And they were getting the Omni Knight used up in the air. But it's just so hard to get both of them at the same time and get the entire way through TB's health, all without getting Sunder. And I think was maybe one fight he didn't get a Sunder off. I feel like just exceptionally played here from our Terrorblade. Well-deserved shouting of your hero's name when you go 7-1-8 like that. And also level 24 from ILTW. Damn,
Yeah.
that guy got in a lot of battles. All 20 kills he was a part of.
That's crazy. And I'll just mention this real quickly too. You can tell Comanche they're really, really happy to be here. Like super stoked about everything. Keep in mind this is the team that almost beat Secret DAC 2017, and it's going to be a
Radiant
fabulous
team
matchup.
back.
Comanche facing off against Vega Squadron here, an elimination matchup, 1 game away from elimination. Trent, do you think that Vega Squadron has what it takes?
I do. I think they can get this one done. Surely
10 seconds
surely
remaining.
these guys here, Comanche, they can't pull out another 2-0, can they? Can they really?
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, that would be something else, I have to say. To take down Friends and then take down
Reserve
Vega
time.
Squadron, they'd be looking pretty hot, be looking pretty good. And to Vega Squadron, they did it. They said, you know what? You guys seem to win these games, and then you all chat in caps Terror Blade. That's one way to get a hero banned. I can tell you that much.
No, definitely. A little bit of... I mean, there's some people on this team from Vega Squadron have been known to get a little bit salty from time to time, so maybe just wanting to make sure that's taken away. Mag, the one that's drafting again. There's that back and forth where it was like Snako and Mag that were switching off between it, right? I'm not mistaken in that.
That's right.
But
Kind of interesting. Not often
10
we see that.
seconds remaining.
sort of the elephant in the room, though, is we've got this
5
ancient
seconds
apparition in the first phase. What do you think about this pick?
Definitely a response to the Dazzle. It's kind of
Radiant
understandable,
team
a little bit
pick.
unique, but Shadow Fiend, any sort of a lineup with him, likes to go with like 5-man Dota and just kind of pressure early on and try and fight into your objectives. So it's risky. You have to do it very well. But remember how it was Vega, I'm pretty sure, that played that Ancient Apparition exceptionally well, where they were
seconds
always
remaining.
crushing and whatnot. And that was into, oh yeah, I can see it right now. It was
5
Dazzle
seconds
Ember
remaining.
was the 2-3 pick for their opponents. That was up against Comanche themselves. And so Vega took the win. It was
Reserve
game number
time.
3. And they ended up using a Spirit Breaker to like keep tracking down around the map and whatnot and make that work. But
Dire team
this
pick.
time it'll be the Ogre. So the whole idea and the necessity of the Ancient Apparition is you just got to get those solid forms of lockdown and to make sure that you're always getting that one key target and popping that AA ult on top of them. So we'll see what kind of a core they use to lock them down. Last time it was Wraith
10
King, which was a
seconds
lot of fun.
remaining.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a pretty neat little draft that they put together, and obviously able to
5
come out looking
seconds
good from it.
remaining.
Earth Spirit was the answer after the Ogre Magi. We have not seen Rubik, interestingly
time.
enough, or a Pudge, who was the first phase last time around. So might see those heroes get picked up here on some of the nifty little pulls that we see from time to time, as well as both sides can do it. Is there either team that you really like a Rubik on more than the other? I guess you can't really do it, can you?
Yeah, we lost it. No cheesy pulls this game. We got our supports. Unless we get sweet mid Rubik, but unlikely to say the least at this point. Well, you'll have to wait for next game for all those shenanigans. Now we have to figure out what Vega want to do. We've moved into what seems to be our core slider, which is the same thing they did last time when they had the AA. And we want to know, who do they want to bloodlust? If they're going to make super OP, can they afford to go for that Wraith King again? Because it was pretty fun. He does okay against silences too. Doesn't really care that much. As long as you don't have mana burn, life's fine. Oh, look who it is. It's
Hey.
mana burn. They must be
Radiant
considering the
team
fact
pick.
there could be that Wraith King too. I mean, they were the guys who played them. They know this draft. They must be thinking, yeah, that was kind of obnoxious.
Templar Assassin.
Vega gonna go back the other direction though and
Dire
take the
team back.
TA, who we've seen kind of get played in a lot of different ways. I think there's an NA match where I don't remember who it was. Somebody built Midas on TA.
It
and
was
then
a Koikfa.
Koikfa ended up building Midas on TA, and it wasn't the best in the world. But it did get me
10
thinking a little bit.
seconds
This
remaining.
hero with the level 25 talent kind of transfers into
5
being able to
seconds
scale really
remaining.
late game. Like it's an incredibly good talent, and you
What is it?
Reserve
know what
time.
it is.
+3 refraction charges, I think, or something like that. Or
Oh, yeah.
so you really can't bring her down almost at all. It's so difficult to kill her off. And it kind of made me wonder, like, if you can play TA less as just like has to be this tempo controller, and more can be a late game real
Radiant
carry.
team ban.
Well, we'll have to see. For now, she's got her slider, so this is the dream. The Weaver is by far the standard ban that you would expect in this situation. It's the number 1 minus armor position 1 hero in the current meta,
10
and
seconds
with
remaining.
a slider and a TA, then that is definitely what Vega Squadron have
5
going in
seconds
spades in their
remaining.
draft. If you're banning as Vega, what we're looking to remove would be likewise another position 1 hero for the safe lane. They go with the
Radiant team
Necrophos. Nice choice. Could have been very obnoxious to have that ulti going. Although you already have the AA, I guess you just don't want any sort of weird sustain going on.
Definitely. That seems like one of those interactions where there'd be a bug where, like, you know, when Ancient Apparition Blast is on Necrophos with Ghost Shroud, he gets like plus 12 to all healing or something like that, just because that's a thing. But
there are some weird issues going on with him. That's true.
Reserve time.
But won't be seeing that this time as he's taken out. And for Vega Squadron, assuming it is going to be that position 1 hero they're still needing. Anything
There's
strike
Sven,
fancy?
there's Slark, there's... actually, both those are okay. And there's Ursa. Okay, that's the other one they've played. So
Right.
I guess the pool's not that big right now anyway. And actually, Lifestealer was still, which is kind of interesting considering they had the Slider this whole time, but not feeling that would be enough damage, it seems, this time. And this really shores up Roche for them.
Yeah.
It wasn't already theirs.
This is going to be quite
seconds
strong.
remaining.
I will say that I like the Dazzle Shadow Fiend for being able to deal with
5
Ursa. Like, you get it
seconds
right on
remaining.
top of him, and Shadow Fiend should be able to at the very least get off a Requiem before things go too
Reserve
crazy,
time.
since there's only really 2 stuns on the side of Vega Squadron. With their last pick from Comanche, do you think there's a good chance we can see somebody abuse that?
Yeah, they could go for like a Timbers. Well, then you're picking Timber into Ursa, so that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Possibly even part of the thought process here. They don't really have. None of these guys can really get shoved in a position want to be happy, so it's got to be something like that coming out here.
Maybe like an OD in the safe lane? Is that even a thing anymore? Not
Oh, that'd be
really.
Pretty depressing. Luna's gone.
Naga Scion.
Oh, oh, didn't know that they had that in their playbook. Let me see.
Well, these are the guys who do first pick Terrorblade, so you know they know no limits.
This month they have not played a Naga Siren, and let's see, all time they have not played a Naga Siren in a professional match. Wow. Let me try and look up. Let me see if I can find anything on our buddy Ark here, if he plays it at all in like his pubs or anything. I'm not seeing it.
Well, isn't this just annoying? So, Vega Squadron,
10 seconds remaining.
they got issues. They got to make this stuff work. They got to get kill after kill. They got to
5
get Roach. They got to
seconds
get
remaining.
towers, buildings. Keep up that pressure and amass some sort of a lead that's insurmountable here from the dire side. Try and get themselves well and far ahead of this Naga Siren. Dirty. I like it.
He only has 55 games played on Naga Siren. Like his top 20 or 30, even in his like pub matches, are all other heroes.
It's all right. He plays Terrorblade.
Okay.
This is just like Terrorblade, different mode.
Well, do you like the pick? Do you think it's that? Do you think it is the Naga game, the one that's going to put
Yep.
them over the edge? Okay. What's so great about it?
TA and Ursa do the exact same thing. They want to do the same thing. They want to fight around the same times.
Oh my
They're
God.
a great little combo and duo. And if there's one thing those guys both hate, it's going to be split push. What the hell are they going to do if they actually get into a split push maneuvering phase? Like, we saw that game where earlier today we had that suffering of the Slider life. They couldn't get ganks off. They couldn't get anything going. There was a Tinker try and do this rat thing, but it just wasn't enough because they didn't sync up well as a team altogether. And at this time, it's just this
30
draft.
seconds
They
to
need
battle.
kills. And if Naga Siren can delay this game and just make these lanes absolutely obnoxious, have the Radiance miss chance on both of these heroes, it's a damn fine pick.
Yeah. Well, so the interesting thing here is, like, I'm also trying to figure out. You have Hakon, who is also going to be able to set up solo kills. Do you, for the Shadow Fiend, kind of go for more of a pick-off oriented lineup, like take a Blink Dagger and, you know, just try and jump in for Requiems for kills? Or do you think he goes for his normal, like, just stand up and be a beefy guy in the front lines type of build?
Yeah, it'll definitely depend in like how much momentum he can get going, but just like Dragon Lance into whatever he needs. Could even be a Shadow Blade, depending if Naga has enough of a good start that she's already starting to spread the map out, like right as she's getting into that Radiance. Maybe he can abuse them having to split up on the side of the Dire, and then he turns into like the gank squad with the help of the Nyx Assassin. They just Shadow Blade around with Vendetta or something.
Yeah.
What often happens with Nyx Assassins in games like this with the Naga Siren is they end up being really poor. And he has a sad life, and he's just mostly used for vision, but the hero still adds a lot of value, and especially in trying to like just help out in this early game to create some space for Naga and getting them most of those level 6 vendettas.
Ditchera on the bottom lane. They used net early, and man, he is brought real low off of this, and actually going to take a good bit of more damage just from the DOT of the poison touch, and forced to pop his salve early. Mid lane, it's not looking great for ILTW. Snako keeps on tanking tower. He just doesn't care. Sioma might be in trouble as well. They're able to dive him. This is what Naga affords you, is early ability to get aggressive, and well, first blood drawn by Chuvash.
Yeah, 6 starting armor, pretty good hero. Ursa likewise, at least when he's under tower, he can get up to 6. I didn't see what happened to Rob. I guess he just like overextended pretty heavily, and that's why they didn't get that net skilled level 1, and just all that damage put into him really makes a big difference. I mean, he's already down to 3 tangos. Had to pop that salve, as he said, and then Sioma then like on his own because Ditchera's back behind the tower. No possibility of counterplay. So far, great pressure so far, and not something you often see from a tri lane that contains an Earth Spirit.
Yeah, that's the thing about it, though, is that because Ancient Apparition is sitting over here, he's great if you've got the people that deal the damage eventually, but it's going to be 2 melee heroes if they brought Ogre in as well. So the aggro tri-lane was just such a good idea now, and, well, they're on to Ditchera yet again. This time they have the net as well as the Riptide, and that should be the kill. Chuvash takes him down, and, I mean, Sioma can just look on in dismay. They do find the kill onto ILTW mid, but for how much Naga is getting down here, this feels like it could be okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It is a good win for Vega in the mid lane, but they've committed the full resource to this Ogre, just non-stop punching, harassing, casting spells on this SF, so not too shocking to see him go down in already not that fun matchup. The other thing is the power of Dazzle and Naga. It's something that's been used numerous times in the past, but the fact that you can just go for that mirror image right into the Shadow Wave, you guys will probably see a couple of heal bombs down here. Set up by the nice long range of Chuvash to initiate, but Snake's here now, so we'll have a proper 3 heroes in this tri lane. Is maybe Chuvash is gonna head somewhere else.
Yeah, he's got that. Wants to see if he can maybe make something happen, and could end up hanging out.
He's gonna shrine up with the LTW.
Sense.
Oh no, did he walk through the? Oh what? I can't believe that didn't stack. That must have been so close in the last creep.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, LTW is not going to be happy about that. Realizing now that didn't end up stacking, so. Already forced out of lane for at least a little while because of Snako, and now Snako's going to end up moving back towards the bottom lane. How bad is this right here? The fact that TA is 26-17 versus your 8-0 like Shadow Fiend. It feels really rough.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay.
I mean, it sucked already, and then he died, and now he's like juggling to get his souls back up. He's sitting at 7 right now. And G is just super front. We've seen G abuse
top lane
pretty heavily too.
This is pretty nice though. They're going to go on to Mag here. He does have another crush, so they aren't going to be able to find this kill. I don't think they pump out the Spike Carapace, but maybe a little bit of a misplay right there. Arc, he might have had enough mana for a mirror image and then go back for the heal bomb.
I'm not sure, but not working out there. So they'll bring the Naga up top. This is probably partly because of what happened in the mid lane. They like to open up the Earth Spirit to actually move around. He is level 3, so he's ready to start try and make some plays here and help out his Shadow Fiend, taken away from the depth of despair.
Yeah. Well, 4 minutes 20 seconds in, you got a jungle and Shadow Fiend. I still think that this is like almost a ticking time bomb where you've got yourself the Naga Siren who's going to get really freaking stacked up really soon. Do you need to start really heavily committing like rotations up there at a certain point, or do you just kind of let her do her thing and hope you can take enough of the map before it happens?
I think G can probably recognize just how insanely far ahead he is right now, though.
Yeah.
And he might just be saying, you know what, guys, everything's actually totally fine. Like, I am way up here. No one's even close to me. And he's definitely not. I mean, he's 900 gold ahead of the next highest person, and that's a Nyx Assassin. Like, Shadow Fiend and Naga are well behind. And so G, he's going to be getting to that Deso pretty fast. That's what he wants. Could go for a blink for sure if he just wants to try and target that Dazzle down very quickly. I could see them not really worrying about the Naga because it is a long time before Arc comes online.
Yeah. No, definitely a concern of them here. And Chuvash, I mean, it's already it's not a huge net worth lead, but it's one of those leads that can accentuate quite quickly just because of the heroes that you've got on Vega. And Arc going to keep on farming to the best of his abilities. They had to obviously cancel out that tri-lane that was going on down bottom, and now the lane is completely open, so Ditya happy as a clam.
Yeah, and it's still pretty much open mid for G. It's only been Chuvash here, and he's leached like a quarter of a level in the past minute and a half or so. Not going very well for him. So you have a slowed down Shadow Fiend who's jungling. I mean, he's taking over the network spot on his own team, but again, 1,200 gold now behind this TA. G is getting wildly out of control.
Yeah. If you're TA at this point, do you go back for like a Deso and then just try and stack up camps, or do you think you go for like a Blink and then try and find kills?
If I look at my Ursa, he's going for a Helm, and my AA is level 5, almost level 6. I'm up against a Nyx Assassin. I kind of like the Deso.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't have the best friends to help with initiations and stuff right now, but I feel like just overall the damage would be okay. He's eyeing up the Blink, which maybe it is just because this Helm and the Blink is going to be so far away. We'll see what he actually ends up going for.
This is a really good play here by Hakone. They realize they're not going to be able to kill the TA in the mid lane. Ditya is going to run into Chuvash there. Impale. All right, they're going to be able to not quite get it, but they still find the kill. So they end up finding something at the very least. There's no way that they kill off TA at this point, but they can go elsewhere. Who, by the way, has 62 last hits at 7 minutes. Oh my god, G is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's just been jungle, and now this is stacked up for him too. That's a triple. That is, wow, that's such a fast Blink Dagger. Yeah, he definitely is going to end up going Blink. He's going to Blink right on top of Misha and just annihilate him. He doesn't even have Grave yet. I guess he'll be level 5 soon, though, so coming out relatively shortly.
I mean, he probably takes another point in Shadow Wave just to keep the creep waves cleared, though. Maybe he does go back for Grave. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the build too much, but... Well, in the meantime...
Depends if he sees how rich G is.
Yeah, that's true. God, he is a monster.
Look at the levels. The next highest person is level 8 on Meg, and then on the enemy team, 7.5 on Akon. Mid lane, roll.
Yeah.
By Snako.
So they're still finding kills here. And I guess the other thing to think about is that if they don't manage to find a lot from the TA, if TA ends up getting taken down, for instance, this comeback is going to be huge going their direction.
Yeah, G can't die. G, like, team on your back, bro. Don't let him down.
Yeah.
And maybe that's going to come down to the fact that they don't have the best defensive supports in some ways. It's Ogre, he can bloodlust you, but he's no Dazzle.
And Snako and Mag looking for a kill. They aren't going to find it here. Nagasar and Illusion spreading out across the map, and they've been doing a good job of keeping Arc safe here. Has gone for the Arcane Boots, has a Iron Talon Raindrops, and now queued up Radiance.
Well, that is a long ways away, but let's see what he can do. See if he can actually get it done. I like the Sentry War too, just slowing it down as much as they can, walking out to these camps.
Can we look up like what the most last hits are by 10 minutes? Because I feel like G is going to be flirting with that number in some ways, like for a TA at the very least.
Sadly, the problem with all those is that the goddamn broods ruined them all.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay.
Like every time you look one up, there was a brood on the other team. You're like, ugh, like someone was just feeding the shit out of spiders.
Yeah.
Sometimes treants too.
All right, Misha, no Grave, level 5, Ice. Yeah, there's Nope. That's a Blink Dagger. Sub 10 minutes. And maybe they can do something here onto Ditya. The rest of the map is going to be jumped upon. Chuvash able to find it. Nice silence down as well. Impale comes out, and God, they just need a bit more damage. Oh, if the raise was there, but it's not. And now they have to back out.
Ditya Raw is a criminal, dude. He didn't even press R. Like, he gets that low, doesn't even enrage. He was just baiting. The whole time knew he was fine. What a player. Well, that is a rich Ursa they couldn't kill. That is a relatively rich Slardar. Everything is coming up Vega right now. Once Mag has his Blink, they are just going to be looking to be unstoppable. Now, this could get all turned around by one big counterplay from the Earth Spirit, or Requiem will be up soon for ILTW. He's now just getting the presence of the Dark Lord, so We're just starting to get into those ultimate levels for him.
Yeah. Oh, and with the blink on G, this is the type of time when you would want to start getting out and making things happen. And it looks like that is going to be the case as the smoke gate comes. And now, well,
He's got
Kona's
a
here.
giant wolf. He went with the small wolf. Interesting choice. Not the most common one.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird. Oh, are they going to check this out? Ditchia spots him, though. Needs to pop Spike Carapace. Ends up getting hit. The Impale could come out, but nope, just gone. G does it. And hard to contest this Roshan. Pretty damn near impossible.
Yeah, might as well just split push.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Okay, well, we know they had this one window, this one time where this draft is just going to be dominating, and if they can carry this forward, that it looks like a pretty solid win barring ridiculous high ground Naga split push shenanigans. And they are hitting that 5 stars right now. 3 of the 4 top heroes, they're radiant.
Yeah.
3K gold lead. TA almost into a deso.
And I guess that as the game goes on, you do have a lot of instruments. LTW is going to be going back for a Blink Dagger now, by the way. It looks like has that queued up for himself. But it does feel like, you know, you get that jump on top of somebody. You were talking about split push potential. It could be quite good, quite strong.
Yeah, they need to do something with these other heroes to help Naga along, so... Cone coming in now as well. Oh, G is Aegis, though, so really not the target they want.
Oh, God. Magnetizes up. Maybe there's an opportunity. No, they just don't want to fight it. I think that this is a really good decision by Comanche. They know what they're doing.
Ditchera is definitely the hero they want.
Yeah.
But he's going to be hard to track down, find, and let alone kill.
You can see also the rest of them going back for Hands of Midas's now, at least on the Earth Spirit, and might see something similar on Hakon here, depending upon how the match goes. Yeah, he has it queued up at least for now, so...
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is
Definitely
under
makes
attack.
sense. That's what you need. You got Nog on your team. You know how this game goes. You try and hold out. If you're going to win this game, it's going to be a long ways from now, so Midas will pay off by then. Just got to make sure that you're not sacrificing too much in terms of your tower defense, but currently they can't even defend.
Dire's
Yeah, and,
structures are
well,
fortified.
mid lane, they're still keeping them back here. But it does look like with this glyph, they're going to be able to keep the rest of the side of Vega back for a moment. And it is just the first tier 1 tower taken down. So they've got a lot of work to do. And Naga does not end up really being punished so far.
That's true. She is slowed down pretty heavily, though. Like 13 minutes of total and complete free farm, essentially. Those 2 block camps really hurting.
Oh, gee, they set the trap. Misha is going to drop there. No grave skill still. And now the Impale is going to be a little bit off the mark. Chubash could be looking for this if he wants to go, but they do not want to chase. They do not want to fight. They want to
Dire's middle
farm.
tower is under attack.
All right. Be a little bit careful here. Didn't really know. G, still very scary. Max meld
Take away that
for
mana.
that bonus.
Mag, in the meantime, has been able to farm up his own Blink Dagger, and
Dire's
that
bottom tower is
initiation,
under
like
attack.
the combination here now, where you've got the Blink Crush into Amp and then G followed up with one
Dire's
meld.
structures are
I don't think that there's anybody alive right now that can
Dire's
stand through that
bottom
for
tower is
Comanche.
under attack.
No, you're virtually guaranteed to die during the crush duration.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
G will be into Deso in just a moment here. 14 minutes, Blink and Deso. 8,700 gold. Make that 9,000 in just a moment.
Yeah.
The money's rolling in.
It's really a pretty great performance, and it shows you what can happen in the laning stage if you just deny out that Shadow Fiend those first few waves of experience with the Ogre. Like, they didn't have a great answer to it.
Is under attack.
Mag, he'll TP in right on top of Nyx, but again, just mostly scouting Nyx.
Ooh.
Tower has been denied.
Yeah, not going to get them. But they did get the deny on the tower, so a little bit more gold going into the coffers right now of Comanche. Radiance Watch, only about 700 gold away from the relic. If Hakon goes back now for a Blink Dagger before Midas,
Dire's
I
top
do really
tower
like
is
that.
under attack.
I feel like they need something to weather the storm.
I don't know if anyone can even follow. Well, maybe him and Shadow Fiend work
Dire's
together. It
top
could
tower
work.
has fallen.
I'd be fine with either at this point, honestly. I feel like he just needs an Aghanim Scepter because it seems inevitable they're going to be fighting on the high ground. relatively soon, probably like shortly after the age or the Radiance appears, if not
Dire's top tower is under attack.
after it.
Right. Yeah. So 4-4. Net worth leads 7,500 into the favor of Vega. Experience right around 6,000. This is all of those towers going down, not to mention just the CS lead that you're getting. But Comanche's still taking down these towers, and
Pop the smoke.
yeah, Hakon will be punished for this one. But they'll get the tower.
All right, well, there you go. The scouting. It's kind of what you have to do in this situation. But yeah, that does enable some split push. G is conquering that dire side jungle, though. Denying us on the farm. Again, 2-minute spawns. Very painful for someone like Naga, and even more painful when our camps are being blocked as well as stolen away here by G. Just unbelievable. He just camp to camp, blinking, flying across this map. Their ancients, his own ancients, and yeah, he's lost the Aegis, but they have lost every tower but the tier 2 mid.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll be closing in on it here soon. Bloodlust maxed out. G,
Dire's middle
he is
tower
just
under
insane.
attack.
162 damage-ish, 71 now.
God. And as long as he doesn't just like walk into all of them, I think that he's fine with this. Like, he's gonna have his Dragon Lance up next as well. And well, bottom lane, they're on to Ditchia Ra. This would be a big kill if they could find it. And Vendetta out as well, dropping really low. He is gonna fall. That one was well necessary. They had to pick something up at that point.
Yeah, that's a great grab. And that's, I would say, almost guarantees Hakon will be getting himself up into that Midas. Still a decent time for it. Still gonna do a lot for him. Well,
Oh.
speaking of Midases,
Yeah, they get it on
coming
this.
out.
And I feel like right now, Comanche, you just need to, you're killing these Ancients for Arc. Like, don't take any of the CS. It's all for Arc. Yeah, and they're really close, actually. Going to even get a bit more gold from the TA traps and
Oh,
the,
yeah, give him the ward, too.
wow.
Jeez. Oh, come on. All right, he got his Midas. It's fine. Hakon
Every
will
damn
hand
thing.
those over.
And now they got Radiance online with one tier 2 tower to spare. This might be... I don't know. How do you feel like this rates them all? As it looks like they might smoke under this TA trap. Do they spot this? Yeah, they
Mag
see
gets
him.
a 2-person crush. I'm pretty sure this game's over. So, Mag, no pressure, but
Dire's
Give
middle
up.
tower is under attack.
This is Radiance Illusions going out here, so it's going to end up interrupting those Blink Daggers. Snako taking some damage. She is there as well. Mag still has his Blink. Now off cooldown, and Song of the Siren initiation. They're going to try and set up for this one. If they time it perfectly, it'd be perfect, and G is... Oh, they ended up breaking it. He still is going to end up getting a really good ice path off. They find the kill. Oh, baby, it's huge. The turnaround is real. Comanche. Oh, they made it work.
all right. All right. Well, to be fair, he got a 5-man crush after they were dead, so that I feel like that negates my assertion there. That's brutal. Oh,
Wow.
that's brutal.
And just like that,
You know what Song of the Siren's really good at setting up for? Requiem and Earth Spirit spells and impossible to hit impales.
Earth Spirit was the one that made that work for them, right? Because after the 5-man crush, Chuvash he went for a quick stun immediately. I didn't see that, right?
Oh, I know. I was watching Mag, trying
Yeah.
to see if he can make the plays. That's
Damn.
God, that hurts. That's so painful.
And
That's
he's
unbelievable. They just did that.
and he's first one to fall off of all of that. Like, is that on Vega or is just Comanche making it work?
It was a good play by Comanche. Just, I mean, they have the Radiance. They smoke in. It's well done with the song. Maybe they were a bit too grouped up for it, I suppose. But, like, what can you do? You can't... There's no way to stop that Requiem from happening. If it's timed properly, there's literally nothing you can do. You can't, like, blink over and then just crush inside or anything like that. So,
Dire's middle tower has
Well.
fallen.
Now, in the meantime, it does look like G trying to slow him down. They're going to Vendetta form. Spike Carapace is still up and available. But now you have a Naga Siren that is,
Radiant's
for all
top
intents and
tower is
purposes,
under attack.
pretty caught up with the TA. Granted, TA can still make Arc explode. Now we're going to start to lose these shrines as well. Trent, I don't know, man.
I know. I'm just waiting at this point. This is kind of ridiculous. That's crazy. It's so difficult to make that sort of a comeback to happen. It's like so unlikely
Radiant's
just
top
with what they
tower
had,
is
and now
under
it's so
attack.
painful for the Radiant because, I mean, they know, they understand, they need to keep this rolling. They can't afford those mistakes. They have the trap inside Roche. They know that's the next goal. Okay,
Yeah.
I really thought I heard Requiem for a second there.
He was canceling it. Yeah,
He's
I
just
don't know what he
dancing
was-
it up, is he?
Mhm.
Just doing
He's
his
feeling
thing.
good about himself.
Yeah, I can't really blame him.
That's got to feel so good. Like you wind up, you know it's about to go out. You see the other team, they can't do anything about it, and then just bam, got him. Midas is, by the way, it's on both of these heroes too. So the normal problem that you would have, where only the Nagasaran get farms and everybody else can't really get anything, isn't really a problem for Comanche here.
Yeah. All right. Well, next fight. This will be, I guess, the most telling one. That'll be the BKB fight. That's what they're farming up for right now from Vega. They should be able to use the BKBs to guarantee themselves Roche. And it should look a lot better than that last one.
Yeah.
That's certainly what they needed if they were going to take a fight like what just happened.
I mean, I guess it's all sort of a question of whether or not they're going to be able to, you know, get caught out by a big song again. Because if they do, it's kind of going to be all over again. Granted, I guess the Earth Spirit combination would have to be like dead on, and you would probably only be able to find one of them with a BKB first.
Yeah, exactly. And now they don't even have to spend them to get the Roche too. So
Yeah.
this is huge for them. This is like Vega, they're right back in it. They're feeling good. They're like, yeah, okay, we kind of goofed. We lost like an 8K lead essentially, but now it's going to be okay.
Radiant's middle tower
Damn.
is under attack.
Well, we'll have to see if they can make it work. All of the shrines now down across the map, all of the towers down outside of high ground, and nowhere else to go but up. And the question is, can they do it against the Nagasaran? Because guess what? They don't have creep waves anymore. That's not a thing for them in this world.
Yeah, this is where Ark and his Terrorblade play will come into effect. Did a nice job in the previous game so far, manipulating waves and just sending illusions across the map, and now he's even more to work with. And these ones emanate burning fire everywhere. So angry lines being drawn here.
Yeah.
A lot of circles.
Yeah, they can't really... it's so hard to deal with the Nagasaran illusions constantly spammed out. And do they have like a pipe or anything that's coming up soon from anybody? It doesn't look like
They
they
don't
built
even have
any
heroes.
magical resistance. It was all about just that one fight, and well, didn't go so well.
It's not really in their heroes for sure to try and do that kind of protection, but they have the killer heroes, so they can always just like find one person, cast them out. That scouting is happening right here for an assassin. He's trying to build into that Aghanim Scepter eventually.
Yeah,
And they don't have any sentries either, so
this is going to be perfectly scouted. It does look like, though, they're going to need to come back and contest this. He's trying to find Sioma. He's going to scout him out right here, and the ping comes. So if the fight happens, they actually can catch Ancient Apparition at the start. This would be a really great win for them, and everybody's getting set up right now. G hitting the tower. Could think about using the song aggressively if they want, but just going to burn through the reflection, and there's the net down. Stun continues. They're on the backlines over here. Nyx Assassin controlling them up is going to be able to lose him, but that also is going to mean G goes down. So Aegis out and gone. They have song if they want to use it. BKB's
no Nyx,
also
though.
available.
And the BKB's up. Oh, this is scary.
All right. Very important fight here. They're going to try and kill off these creeps that are heading over.
They got close enough. Backdoor is down.
All right. LTW, they're going to jump forward. Crush connects onto Arc. That's a bit of a problem. A-Blast coming through as well. He ends up getting destroyed. Oh, gee. 3 shots him. They are going to end up buying back immediately. They need to take this fight, but now with these BKBs down. God damn, that was so much damage. The Crush onto 2. Oh, the combo! ILTW, he takes them down. The raises as well. Oh, my God. Chuvash with the plays. Oh.
God. That's actually so filthy. God damn. Oh, that looks so good. That kick silence and just immediate blink requiem.
Oh, jeez.
Holy. Man, they're good at this.
Comanche. Don't sleep on him, everybody. This is a team to watch in these qualifiers. That being said, they did force a buyback on the Naga Siren, and they lost their tier 3 tower. But how are you feeling right now if you're Vega Squadron?
It just sucks because it looks like they're making the right moves, and they're just getting outplayed heavily. Like, maybe they got kited a bit too deep into the base. I do agree with the fact that once they were at that point where the BKBs were raining down, they just had to run, or it was just going to end up happening anyway, but not able to create enough of a distance. Going with this, like, bots and blink, no defensive items whatsoever on the SF. Like, imagine if he dies there instead of that Naga or something like that, right? But doesn't matter anymore. He's got BKB.
You know what else? They didn't actually have vision up there on high ground, did they? I don't know if any of the heroes had made it up. Like, they were all following the stones. So they might not have even seen that it hit those heroes when he went for the Requiem. We'll have to... I got to rewatch the replay of that later.
Either way, it was God tier.
I'm sure there's
really
a clip
matters.
somewhere we can check it out. God damn. And, well, now thinking about it, too, like, all of these items, you look at Double Bracer for Ogre Magi and Ditchiara, he went for the early BKB. You got to do it, but you got to wonder now, as this game goes on, how is this going to end up changing? They eventually buy the gem on Slardar.
We knew how this was going to go.
Yeah.
They had the window. You know, this is a Naga draft. They understand the consequences of these kind of issues, and this is what you do. You just run down mid. What choice do you have? You have a TA and an Ursa. They're very, very one-dimensional.
Damn.
Unless they plan on being the first, like, Mjolnir Ursa. There won't be any split push gaming happening here.
The very first, yeah. Well, Hakon back again. They need to get a creep wave with them. They can't do it because all of the waves are pressured again, and like they're scanning to see if they could find somebody. It's a good idea, but there's nobody there. Everybody's back home, and they're continuing to gain on this Vega Squadron slight lead.
Yeah, it's hard to even call it a lead at this point, honestly.
Yeah.
What good's a lead if you can't take objectives because they're just going to have backdoor protection forever? They can't deal with these illusions at all. This is just painful.
Man.
There's one here. There's one down here. Got a couple running through mid now.
Sometimes it's just that Naga Siren game, and we mentioned it during the draft. They have never played Naga Siren on a professional match.
What have we here?
Comanche, and the player who's playing it right now only has 55 games on it in, like, Dota as a whole. But sometimes it's just the right game. And, ugh. Painful is the word.
Yep. Tough to watch. And Ursa gets forced into a MKB. Doesn't really have a choice against the Radiance. Just needs to make sure he can get these damage on. It's a Shadow Fiend and a Naga anyway, too, so there's some extra value there just in case. Probably some evasion talents, I'm guessing. No, maybe not. Oh, well, SF hits one at 20. It's pretty sick this game. Oh, but then he mixed it on the 2 damage per soul, which is...
I think that one's pretty good.
Oh, Naga gets one at level 15. She gets 15% evasion. There you go. The evasion talents are actually so good. I love it when I'm playing a core and I see that I have an evasion talent. I'm always so happy.
You know, the movement speed might actually be worth it for Naga as well. Like the +1 mirror image illusion, you already have enough with Manta style to cover the entire map. So it might just be worth it to take the movement speed. I guess the argument is that maybe you don't need Manta then. You're always going to want Manta on Naga, though.
I don't know. I feel like even one more illusion is just... Movement speed is so lame.
But 40 movement speed? Like, right now she's going at 584, so that would be up to 484, so it'd be up to 524.
What's that going to change, though?
I guess it doesn't really change much. Like, they don't have ways to deal with them already, so I guess you're right.
I mean, you can say the same about the illusion, though. I don't know. It's still... I wouldn't be, like, completely shocked if a player went for the movement speed over the illusion.
Yeah. Well, they take down one of the illusions, and the Nyx Ags is there for holding high ground. On the other side, you do have Ark, who's very low. They're going to take down these range barracks first, and there's a lot of damage. There's the catch. In some trouble. They're going to connect onto it. Another Requiem. See you later, G. You thought you were doing good earlier. No longer. Sioma is going to be able to make the TP out, but... Well,
come on. They must not have seen the Aghanims on the Nyx, but still, like, you can't. I don't know. How do you not get the BKB off? That's brutal.
That was...
That just can't happen. There's just no way. I think what he was trying to bait out the fortify first, and he didn't want to use his BKB. In the fear that the second he BKB, they'd fortify, and then he'd be out, and then the fight and the push is over. So I get that, but you can't die high ground without popping BKB. That's just so bad. The fight's over.
Yeah.
Right there.
You get so few of those opportunities to hit the tower. Like, it was a cultivating process. They're like raising these creeps up as young little creeps, and they want to just get them to the tower, and it doesn't happen before you end up just getting ran on by a giant-ass Shadow Fiend. ILTW, I really like this build. I think that it's a cool one given the lineup. As over here to the side, Chuvash taking some damage, but the Song of the Siren should allow him to escape it now. They thought about going there on the Mag, might still be in some trouble. Pops his BKB, wants to run, could end up getting some issues. Not going to hit the crush either. And yeah, this is just a fight you back out of from Comanche. You don't need to take these big 5-on-5 engagements.
Yeah, especially outside the base like that. And now he has his Hurricane Pike here too, so if that BKB's ever not up on G or something, I'll be able to help maneuver him even further. They will find the Aegis, and with having just pushed back the dire side, Song being used is the perfect opportunity. Finally, a little bit of a break here for Vega. Felt like loss after loss after loss. Still holding a net worth lead, but again, doesn't amount to too much when the gameplay styles are just countering each other so heavily. MKB, this feels like to me one of the last great pushes and attempts they're going to have here from the side of Vega before things fall into total chaos. I mean, how long until there's just Octarine Core Naga illusions flooding around this map? It's not going to be very much longer. She's up to 2,700 gold.
And they did take
we'll
out
see
that
if
range.
Hakan can do this again here with the Nyx.
They jump forward, catch onto him, and BKB as well. They get the Grave off, though, so he is going to at least live for the moment and gets a stun there on the Seneko, still running back and away, able to bring him very low, and well, unfortunately, there's the stun onto G. A couple more right clicks. They don't even actually need to use the Requiem right there. They're fine. Now, it's going to send out the illusions again, and well, they do some damage.
They still have TA BKB, but
All
there's
right.
also still Glyph. They're holding it.
Yeah, and Song is going to be back up in 15 seconds, so jump forward, nice crush on ILTW. He doesn't get the Grave off. Misha, still on cooldown, is going to be forced to Grave himself. That's not what you want to see out of your Dazzle. G getting ran down. They might be able to bring him low, and that is going to be the Aegis, so he has BKB when he comes back as they almost catch Comanche there. Chuvash not going to get killed off by the Ice Blast. No buyback for Shadow Fiend now, and well, they decide to turn on to the melee barracks. They force out the Glyph. Stun going to connect onto one, and looks like they're going to try and cut this creep wave to the best of their abilities. But still a creep stands. Dominated. Two people
Nice
caught out
crush.
there. Oh, but there's going to be the Song of Siren. Misha is going to fall for this, though. And they're going to try and set up for a really good stun. They go back into silence. Nice. Force that back and away. Snake also going to be controlled. They hold on to the barracks, at least for now, but this is a lane of barracks gone. At least the
Very
barracks on the
nicely
bottom. Stun onto G. They don't have anything else. Out of mana as well. Ditchiara
Still
chasing him
has
down.
BKB.
Arc. Oh, man. Get off that. But they have killed off Mag, just chasing him down with illusions there, so that's a
Oh
thing.
wow, he
That's the
died
gem.
way back here with the gem, yeah. I don't think the courier will get there though from the dire, so Radiant will send their courier to grab it. All right, no BKB even needed, and as well SF not getting his BKB off during that fight, so players maybe need to rebind their BKBs for some of these fights. Having some issues getting those bad boys off. But that's a second set, or rather, I guess the first full set, and only the range in the bottom, so not a big deal down there. But perfect start to that fight, getting the next assassin. Did the most work in the first one, and then with him being dead, no buyback, they can then focus down the SF a little bit easier. No Grave coming up in time for Misha or anything like that. Very well done here from the Radiant side, finally breaking through what was starting to get rather terrifying.
Now, this is actually, dare I say it, an exciting Naga Siren game. Honestly, not often that you end up seeing it happen like that, but well, they're in a position now where if you're Vega Squadron, how do you take the next couple minutes? You just have to try and run with the creep wave up top?
Yeah, I guess so. Just run at it, you know. As long as you're killing the illusions, right? That's all
Yeah.
that matters. Bottom lane. Actually, I think it's gonna be okay.
They're all set up here. It feels like they realize something is going on with that ward up on the high ground, but don't want to dive for it. And G has still maintained such a huge lead here. He's got the data list now as well, but needs to make sure that he ends up building into some type of MKB later to deal with the evasion from the Naga Siren. Probably is eventually going to go back for the butterfly, I guess. That's the next best item, I would imagine. Mag. Amp damage. Arc. Song of the Siren comes out, but they're able to hit him. That BKB working as well as the upgrade. So slowed down for the moment by TA. Cone is in the area, and he probably has been the thing to save the day for them here.
Yeah, I think that should have been a dead Naga if it wasn't for him. So he will die, but certainly a worthy sacrifice.
He has
Just can't
buyback.
kill that illusion.
Shadow Fiend going back for Ags now as well. So this is a huge moment right here. They do have a creep wave mid. And if you're Naga Siren, you got to send these illusions in quickly. Try and make sure that that backdoor protection, it's already disabled. All right. It doesn't look like they want to go for it, though. Vega maybe missing an opportunity here. Do you think it's enough with just the buyback on the Nyx?
I don't think they had enough there to go. Because you know the song's going to be back up. He's got Octarine Core. And then you're just running into all the same problems. You don't have like a really nice wave coming through. It's only that single wave in the mid, and it wouldn't be enough to actually take top with that, I don't think, because they would just, like, you would have to move into the top lane, and then they're just going to send illusions down mid, and then you're going to lose the wave anyway. So better to just play it a little bit safer.
All right.
Move back for now.
Well, as we said, it's the 2 damage per soul for Shadow Fiend, as well as going back for the Aghanim Scepter now. And these Naga Siren illusions going in, pressing in all of the lanes, has become so frustrating to deal with. G almost level 25. Might even actually be worth it. I don't know. The respawn time probably not great, but you're going to burn through the refraction so quickly. Great fight here. Going to be able to pick off Seneko. No fuss, no muss. He's gone. As G completely left alone. Ditya Ra in on top of him. LTW able to get the ulti off, but it was on to BKB targets.
Nice ice blast.
And now chase continues. They end up bringing him down. Very well played. So no Shadow Fiend. And he does not have a buyback.
That's massive. That is like game-winning stuff from the Ancient Apparition right now. And now Mag also further chasing down, knowing Song is... It's gone. Oh, it's going to be close.
Oh
no,
my
Mag!
god, he just gets Blink Dagger. Oh, man. God, that was really close. That would have been game-winning, definitely. Naga Siren has buyback, I guess, but...
That would have been so nice to force it out right there, though. Close, close, close. G so nearby.
Man. So Kon going back for the Aether Lens now. We have Arc, who's still struggling to get into that next item and wants to maintain buyback at the same time as Mag's taking some damage. Does Kon go on this? Nah, I can't do that.
Top wave's finally making its way up here. They're holding mid too.
They need to send
Gotta
an
get our
illusion up
walking
there.
bloodlust there.
They've
they
got
do.
to send
It's on
illusion
its
top.
way.
All right.
And G won't get to them in time, it doesn't look like. So maybe still just holding on to Roche. Oh, Courier going in now with the Talisman. Signaling that the butterfly is on its way for Arc in terms of next item.
Yeah. And obviously they're going to know that that's the case, but still getting sort of stamped out at these early levels. You can see Vega maintaining around that 10,000 net worth lead with right around 2,500, or rather 12,500 experience lead. And now you can see Seneko going back in for the hood as well into the pipe. This is maybe going to make the difference. You know, dare I say it, I feel like Vega Squadron are actually in a pretty decent position to win this year.
Oh yeah, no. Taking that first set of racks really did help. It's very important to have one lane that actually needs that pressure constantly from the Naga Siren, so Arc's attention always has to be at least somewhat there. And now they're like playing around mid the whole time, so it should be easier to get some of these side lanes going. Still, I can understand the hesitation to just wait for Roche though.
Yeah.
And MKB finished now here for G.
I mean, particularly considering how bad a couple of those initiations went. And, like, I don't know, it felt almost as if Vega kind of lost their mind, weren't getting the BKBs off, and they've made the game a lot harder on themselves. Don't want to do that any further. Look at the damage the Templar Assassin is going to have here. MKB done. And the level 25, so +3 refraction instances. God.
That is really obnoxious, though. You're right, because like it's not going to do that much this game with Magnetize and Radiance Burn.
Oh, and they're looking for her. Not going to get it, though. Yeah, she's out and away. Mid lane is where everybody is looking now.
And that's real Naga.
Okay. Set up for it again. The stun. Oh, they get the BKBs off, though. LTW not in position. Chubash going to be controlled for the moment. They turn now onto Hakone, trying to bring him low. Arc also out of mana. They are going to be able to kill off 1 and a 2. ILTW going to probably drop his chase down. Ditya finds it a triple for G. And they might have just found the code, found the answer. They have Naga Radiance to try and keep him back, but backdoor protection is disabled at this point. Vega's still not willing to go.
Well, they know there's probably buyback on the Shadow Fiend, and they're right, there is. Ursa just heads right in the pit. I think it's the right call. Roach is back up. So it's quite fine. Maybe even shrine up a little bit here. Is it rather low on HP and regen? And we got cheese this time, too.
Those
I don't think it's worth burning. No. Okay, good.
Those Shadow Fiend ultis, I mean, they looked pretty early, and now not able to get them off in time before the BKBs are there. They need to find something else besides the initiation with the song, I feel like. Is there a second where if the Remnant is inside of the heroes from the Boulder Smash where they will be stunned before they can get the BKB off? Or is that... I feel like that's not a thing.
Yeah, that's one of those like per spell interaction kind of a deals.
Right.
I would assume that if it's on your hero, you should be stunned immediately, but
yeah,
it could also be one of those things that only checks like so many seconds or whatever. You know, Dota.
Dota.
How she goes.
All right, so buyback status. Pretty much nobody has it at this point. Shadow Fiend is going to be back up and will sell his bottle. Only 62 gold away. Should have it before the next fight happens. But I don't know. There's not a whole lot else that you can do for Comanche right now outside of what you've been already doing. And it seems like they have answers now.
Scan and the Radiant will confirm they are still in their base. Definitely where they tend to be. I guess their observers not reaching up, as obviously they got one here and one here, so they didn't see anyone. They're like, okay, are they actually coming out here? Are they going to try and make a smoke play on us? Are they going to try and fight us outside and pop this Aegis? But that will not be the case. So Ditchera, cheese in the backpack. Might want to switch it for the helm here. Also guarantee he can get it off. Could also just be waiting to switch his BKB for it or something.
Tried to send the courier out there as well. Not necessarily what you want to do, but now they're going to send in these illusions. The long-range stun, nicely played there as well. They could have gone in on that one. Another stun onto G's, taking some damage. Aegis still intact for the moment. They're going to throw in the AA Blast, going to connect onto Arc as well as onto Hakone, so doesn't have that regen. BKB's pop for these guys. They're going in for it. Arc solo in, brought down. They don't have an answer. Ditya on top of Chubash. Magnetizes out, but they really do not have the means to deal with this lineup. Try and chase down Ditya is going to be able to find that one, and maybe Mag as well. He is going to end up falling. The Magnetize making his work, but G is too big to deal with here, and GG called. The Naga did not work.
Oh, man, that was scary. The MKBs and the fight, like, oh, man. Woo. Even when they had the double BKBs and that push failed, I thought Vega were in serious trouble, but just took the MKBs, that final push in that mid lane, finally getting a set of racks, getting him a little bit of an edge in terms of the actual objective game. A close one for Vega, a very scary game, and certainly started to show, again, a little bit more versatility from Comanche, but success for Vega.
Very impressive stuff from them. Not often you can come them that far. Well, from a Naga Siren having a Radiance at that point with these types of heroes. So really impressive stuff. Quite pleased by Vega Squadron's performance. And that means that we're going to a game number through. What the hell am I trying to say here, man? Game number 3 with Vega Squadron and Comanche. Trent, any final words about this one or what you're hoping to see in game number 2?
Game 2. But what I don't know. Maybe I kind of did like that mid centaur. But again, I'd like to see just more more versatility here. I'll be interested to see what happens with the Terrorblade if it just gets banned out again. I think that's the right call. So let's just hope Vega kind of keep on going with that same idea of, you know what,
And I'm Lyrical, joined as well by Trent. Trent, seeing sort of similar things, but a couple of interesting picks here. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I think that
10
this
seconds
gauntlet of a
remaining.
day and gauntlet of a whole group stage and whatnot is
5
finally coming to an end. It's
seconds
crazy.
remaining.
It's been a lot of fun going through all these matchups. I'm excited to see this Darkseer Pudge once
Reserve
again here
time.
from Comanche, and we did see the Terrorblade band out, so we won't be witnessing his presence. But Dire Side, Pudge, and Darkseer, we'll see if there's any pulling shenanigans happening. Overall, though, that the Rot plus Iron Shell is just gross.
Yeah, really hard to deal with, and we've seen it work out pretty well. I think that Chubash is a pretty competent Pudge. He's been having a great game pretty much every time we've seen him. Vega Squadron, likewise, though, they're always in a position where they want to come and contest those pulls, and we did see in game number 1, the Earth Spirit went over there trying to block out the side camp. And the other thing about Comanche really is that we've seen them send their safe lane hero, their position 1, to the off lane, and just try and really, I guess, exploit the Shrine's placement there and how safe it is. So I'm curious to see who they
10
stick up there in that
seconds
lane.
remaining.
Yeah, it also tends to give a good time to
5 seconds
Akon there. So
remaining.
if they were giving him like the Omni Knight in the previous games, it helped out a lot there. And this time it'll be on the Darkseer, so we can
time.
expect a pretty decent timing on our mechanism, and then it's following up into the Arcane Boots. And it's always great to have a mech when you have a Pudge, because obviously for his biggest damaging
Radiant's
spell, the
team
most annoying stuff about him, he has to lose HP. So you always want someone to help out with sustain, and he's just very difficult to bring down and obnoxious. So I'm digging the synergy we got going on here. Our next rounds of bands feature some of our more OP heroes.
10 seconds
Our
remaining.
snipers, our weavers, our ember spirits, our dazzles. No
5 seconds
crazy
remaining.
strategies evident so far. I mean, maybe like wombo combo kind of stuff could come out for a
Reserve
Darkseer lineup,
time.
but you also could go towards that PA, and just a Juggernaut even will be very strong right now. And there's our Rubik
Dire
too, the other
team pick.
forgotten support, and not willing to be banned out, and he just shows up in like every single game.
God, yeah, he's just everywhere. And I mean, I think that he's a great hero. I haven't seen anything that's made me think he's not going to be consistently
10
there. And I don't
seconds
really know what
remaining.
you change about him so much. Maybe the pulls are enough that you make it so he no
5
longer is
seconds
like always
remaining.
first pick, first ban. But I think that it's also nice to have him in this
Radiant team pick.
in the professional scene nowadays. It always makes fun matches. And the Witch
Oh, yeah.
Doctor taken. So another just strong laning hero from Comanche.
Yep, they've seen both supports from Vega Squadron, so they're happy to pick up their
10
secondary
seconds
support here.
remaining.
And concerns so far, not the best
5
lockdown
seconds
whenever you're going to draft the
remaining.
Witch Doctor. He's really good against early push. He's great against Chen-style lineups. But you can run into some trouble if
Dire
if you need
team
that like
pick.
instant hex or something like that from some of your more mobile or annoying heroes. And Juggernaut is one guy who in the core role can take good advantage of that. So we'll have an option here to send that either mid or safe lane, depending on what they feel is going to be stronger. More than likely, they'll be looking to just
10
have him as an
seconds
option to match up
remaining.
against the Darkseer, so it'll probably be our safe lane Jug in this case.
Yeah, and then the immediate
Radiant's
answer, they take
team
the
back.
Ursa. I think this just makes a lot of sense. You know, he's a hero that can punish Ursa quite heavily, also very strong in lane. And you're going up against already 3 melee heroes. Seems like a great time for it.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I would be totally fine with being this Ursa. Get an Iron Shell on top of you.
5
You also get
seconds
the
remaining.
Surged by your Darkseer, which can really help out before you have a Blink Dagger in case you want to go for like one or two early ganks.
Reserve time.
You know,
And then just more control for Roast. Yeah, that is a good ban.
Dire
Taking care of
team
that,
back.
that Alchemist.
I was going to say, again, it's another hero that they haven't played in the past month, and they've only played 4 games on it so far
Dire
in their
team pick.
professional career. So it's just they always feel like they're willing to try something out new, this team. And it ends up sometimes going a little bit too far. So far, I like their draft, but they don't have like the biggest thing to combo to get with the Darkseer. It
10
feels like it's much more about
remaining.
like the Iron Shell and pickoff game.
Yeah, now it's a tough call
5
too, because I really
seconds
want to see his
remaining.
Invoker again. I don't know. I thought he played it so well, even though they lost. He was kind of a
Reserve time.
badass, so I wouldn't mind seeing that come up from ILTW. The Shadow Fiend is there again, which if we want to go back for those wombo combos,
There it is.
That'll be the choice.
Radiant
I do
team
like
pick.
the Invoker though, but his Shadow Fiend was pretty fun. I mean, those were pretty disgusting. And I like that he played very aggressive with the Blink Dagger. And so, much like Vega Squadron did last game with the Ursa and the TA, the Shadow Fiend and the Ursa this time will be looking to sync up together and try and get a lot
10 seconds
happening around the
remaining.
map, facilitated by a Pudge and a Darkseer, and all sustained by a Witch Doctor. So, solid
5
lineup,
seconds
solid
remaining.
draft here from Comanche. Various aspects to it. Team fight. It's got a little bit of split push idea of like you want to itemize for the Shadow Fiend,
Reserve time.
as well as just general like hooking and picking people off here. So
Yeah.
Vega already likewise looking the same way too, though.
I feel like right now for Vega, it's like maybe Quap. Tinker doesn't feel amazing, and I don't know. I think that probably TA might run into some. It wouldn't run into too many issues, but it would be less of a stomp than it was last time because of the fact that you don't have that ogre that's just sitting mid and causing issues. So.
Yeah, I actually I don't mind that. I think the Quap would be pretty sick. G Queen of Pain.
Yeah, he loves it.
10 seconds
There's
remaining.
still G Invoker as well. Be okay. And yeah, let's go back for the TA though. They know the matchup they're gonna get. It's gonna be a Shadow Fiend again. We'll see if there's just as much bullying coming from Seneko as there was in the previous game, and does help them control up Roche. So second game in a row, G will be on this.
Success that he did in game number 1 as we're going to get into this one. Game number 3. Comanche facing off against Vega Squadron. Let's do it. Boom, we're back again. Oh my God, it's great. The production value out the wazoo. Trent, it really is our final game. I feel like we should give an air hug to each other from across the country and across borders. Hello, I'm
10
hugging you now.
seconds remaining.
Oh,
Do you
thank
feel
you.
it?
Excellent. Yeah. Can you feel it back? It's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, excellent.
5 seconds
Good, good,
remaining.
good. Oh.
It's always good to see the development of these teams throughout these qualifiers. I feel like Vega Squadron have really come together a little bit more as a
Prepare
cohesive
for
unit. There were
battle.
some struggles early on, and they're playing a lot better because this was a game, that last one, game number 2, that they might have just given up on before this, going into this one. I feel like they've definitely been playing a lot better just by virtue of playing through these qualifiers, and I guess likewise for Comanche as well.
Dude, did they have these sick banners last game? I missed these. These are awesome. Comanche.
Oh, those are really
those-
cool.
Like what the hell? Those are so sick, dude.
That's the
They
best.
got like dangling feathers. God damn.
Yeah.
All right, I'm impressed. So, shout out to the art person who's working on those.
Definitely. And not something that-
Vegas are more of the classic style.
Oh yeah. Well, and you know, you got to have the classic against the new school. Look at that shark.
The young kids.
30
Yeah,
seconds
New
to
Kids
battle.
on the Block. That was a band. Wow.
that was a band.
Yeah.
Well said.
They weren't very good. They weren't the best. Sioma dropping down some wards. Was this scouted? It looks like they might have caught a tiny bit of vision of Rubik heading in there, but
It's
maybe
like they're
not.
just kind of sitting here, like, so guys, how do you want to screw over the Shadow Fiend? Like, should we pull Ancients, or should we just run at him with an Earth
The
Spirit?
battle
Do you want to do
begins.
both? Oh, luckily, once again, as you had pointed out, Comanche are considering leaving this Ursa down bottom. We'll see if oh, he's on the run.
As tribute.
Yeah, bear on the run.
He's out of there. He's going top.
Very interesting. So they decide to switch it back up, and now they're going to stick a cone in the bottom lane. So,
Oh, look, he was gonna do this mid pull with the Pudge too.
oh
Good
my
call
God.
by Seneko to block this.
God, and he should be able to get out of here. Doesn't have a TP, but Misha went to go check. It is not going to be there. Chuvash. He's like, wait a
What
minute.
the hell?
What? What happened? What's going on here, mister? Yeah, now they see Seneko, and that should signal to them that is not where we want to be. Interestingly,
Oh, and he's sentryed too. So at least he wasted one. It's kind of good.
damn. Seneko going to take a couple pot shots as well from LTW, but already a better game. He's able to get a CS from this, and should be okay with Misha hanging out in the area. And this means that you got a one-on-one matchup of Nyx versus Arc. Bottom lane, Ditya should be able to have an okay time against Hakon, but likewise, Hakon probably will be able to get a good amount of experience. But they're going to be able to get this secondary pull that comes through now.
Oh, are they? Oh, that last tower shot.
Very low. Oh, they got it. Nice.
I guess the golems, right? So it's a mud golem anyway. Haha! Would have just had those guys to help out, but
No.
all right. So there's our obnoxious pull.
Ooh, mid lane, they dive for it. Seneko maybe in some trouble. One raise, do they get a second? And oh, just outside of range. Oh God, he's on 9 HP. They do have another hook here though, and this might be what they need. Oh, nice dodge by G. So just barely able to get out and immediately over to the shrine.
Yeah, he made a couple of nice plays there too. A little bit of a body block there onto Misha to stop that last right click from coming out and killing Seneko. So saved. Mid lane will be recovered. And Chuvash comes a little bit deep here, eyeing himself a bounty rune. He'll find it.
Yeah. Easy peasy for Pudge. Picks one up, should have rot soon. And in the meantime, you do see the wrapper on Seneko has a haste rune, waiting to see if there's a courier that's going to come by, but will not be the case as ILTW is going to get a couple denies in here as well. Man, is he going to get all of these? No, okay, not quite. At least disrupting it though.
Surprised Rubik's not just down here doing pulls just because, like, down at the tier 2. Well, I mean, why not? Might as well just go get some experience. It's very unlikely they can kill a con. Just going to keep pressuring in Ditchera. He has forced out the healing ward, though, so you likely know he will start getting pretty aggressive, and that's probably why he's over here right now on the Rubik.
Yeah. And not great farm so far for Darkseer or levels, only at 2 at this point. But that's not absolutely terrible. I mean, you compare that to the Nyx right now. He's up at level 3, so should be okay. I think that Darkseer can catch back up later also if things get a little bit too scary. Yeah, just going to send out another one of those little ion shells. And
Oh, they got phase boots now, though, and he has no boots.
running, balked in actually. What? All right, Hakone pulled back in now, and he's going to TP. So that is a pretty smart heads-up play there and going to get back home.
Close. Smart play to not just immediately lift once he was going for the surge too, which some people might have, just because he was tanky enough that I'm pretty sure he would have lived anyway and just gone for the TP even earlier. Like, at least that was the closest way to try and get the kill. So either way, he gets zoned out, doesn't get any experience, so still not even getting level 3, and Ditchera's already halfway to
Dire's
5.
top tower is under
So
attack.
this is your whole Juggernaut counterpick against the Darkseer working out. This is the opposite of what we usually see from them, where they're not giving any real space over to their Darkseer and their off-lane hero in general. And it is going to open up the way a little bit better for Arc than usual, though.
Well, mid lane, they found ILTW. Going to get body blocked here. The lift back. Sioma also going to find him, and they do get that kill. First blood drawn by G.
There's nothing more mysterious
And
until it has
is that Maledicte going to kill him?
That was the last one. Close
Yeah.
one, though.
And G gets a regen rune to boot. Ugh, that hurts. He's been getting some good luck. Is not having as good of a time as he did last time, though. 18-6 versus the 17-5. Could be worse.
Yeah, and this is just a game where both side lanes, Dire have a great matchup with the Ursa versus the Nyx. They're happy with that because the Nyx can't ever overextend or he can just get burst down quick. And the Raiden have a nice matchup with the Jug against the Darkseer. So position 1's getting plenty of space, no real concerns. Opens up the supports to move mid, and that's why we just constantly. I feel like there's always like 6 heroes here.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just 5. You know, on the lower end.
Well, Pudge was hanging out back here as well, so kind of.
Yeah, we'll call it 6.
Yeah, and it was actually a nice little move by him. He drew everybody over this direction. They are going to drop another ward down Sioma.
Yeah, he definitely saw that ward that he placed, though.
Yeah. They placed one of their own. Chuvash might realize that if he spots the Rubik now and realizing where he would have placed the Observer ward.
Yeah, he did go with a little bit of a unique one, though, down on the lower end of that. Won't spawn any rotations in between, so this does still open up the paths for Chuvash. But much less likely to get deboarded.
Yeah, and with Pudge down bottom, that does also mean that G can play a little bit more aggressively there. Pushed out his whole creep wave, and now is going to head off into the jungle. Should be safe. And it just doesn't feel like Comanche right now have a great way to rotate in and make stuff happen. They're just sort of waiting for those items to come online. Might be a while.
Yeah, it's pretty much all items for them, unless they can just like smoke into hooks or something for Chuvash, I suppose. But on the Radiant side, it's mostly about the levels, as Mag is closing in on 6. And he'll likely head mid with a Vendetta, but at that point, it should be very obvious for ILTW what'll be happening, and probably just be jungling or somewhere else safe. As Chuvash will hook him in just to speed things up a little bit into the Shrine. Gonna get the mana back anyway, why not?
Yeah, not bad. You can see also they're setting up down here bottom. Misha not going to be scouted out by this creep wave that's pushing into the tower, and this might actually make DiChiara feel a little bit more safe about where they're at.
Oh, mid lane, ILTW.
Now wrapped around upon, is in some trouble, goes for one raise. Is it going to be enough to kill off Snako? No. Snako lives, but over to the side, DiChiara. All right, goes for the spin. Hakon selling the bait, and that should be enough to get the kill. So yeah, they're going to take down DiChiara there. Good movement. Mag
There's the mag rotation.
Oh, he actually wasn't
it
going to get
expired.
it. Oh my God. Hakon, is he going to drop? No, able to get away. Mag in trouble. Oh my God, the Ion Shell should have been enough, but able to find the kill. ILTW,
That
nice
is
rotation.
So funny.
And now Sioma pulled back in as well. They have the rot damage, but the stun's going to come. Not able
What
to
are the
TP out.
chances?
That is absurd.
It expires the moment he goes for the carapace. Oh, that's depressing. I would be so tilted if I was at Nyx right now. What are the odds of that happening?
I thought that it
Complete
just.
turn around the gag.
I thought he just didn't get into range, but yeah, like being able to expire at the last second.
I think that's what it was. I
Yeah.
think it just happened to dissipate right then.
Wow.
Either way, went for the slick play. Did not pay off. And a very nice play as well, though, from Akon to juke back down the other way. And kept him
Yeah.
within range, popped out another Ion Shell, and guaranteed his team got the kill.
And that sort of spells the difference between what was starting to be a bit of a snowball-y situation for Vega. Granted, it's still very early on, but you don't want to be able to let that jug just farm with impunity while you're also losing mid. G has been really just putting on a clinic with this TA all day long.
I don't know. He's a little he's about, what, 1,500 gold behind last game? How terrible. Yeah, he's on top of net worth, but just
Right.
really quite. I mean, where's my 14-minute Blink Deso?
Oh, speaking of which, maybe in some trouble. Chuvash, they catch him. Wow, nice hook there, and that is no way out for G. That is going to end up being a kill. Also going to take away the creeps, because why not? Meanwhile, DiChiara gets hit by that stun, and it looks like they should be able to back out of here. Picking up a bounty rune to boot. As Arc is trying to get Roshan down. Okay, Sioma is going to end up getting hit by the level 6 Chuvash. And suddenly, Comanche, after what was a pretty terrible start, are looking 1,000 gold into their own favor.
Yeah, a couple quick turnarounds in the bottom lane. They come up here, get a few more. Some great rotations from Chuvash. Played so well last game with that Earth Spirit, and now showing up again here on the Pudge. His Tranquil, Soul Ring, couple wards, got a smoke to keep up this aggression. And one more solid pick near the mid lane. Could easily mean Roche might want to get some sentries down. I'm sure they're aware of TA traps being a possibility here.
Yeah.
Did you happen to catch that highlight from our DAC Europe counterparts with Team Nip and that insane Coddle Blast out of the pit thanks to TA trap from
Oh,
Cortex?
yeah, that was great. That was a great
Oh
one.
my
I watched
God.
it live.
That was insane. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I had it on my side stream just muted, and then I just looked over like, oh my God, what was that? had to go back and rewatch that one.
Yeah, that was a great time. And granted, no Coddle in this, but showing again the power that TA trap can give you if you have full vision as you're trying to go in for Roshan.
Yeah, this game will mostly be Seneko probably capitalizing on it.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, bottom lane going to be pressured in. Vega Squadron, very capable of doing this with Juggernaut level 8 already, and anybody showing up at this point probably just going to get Omni Slash. But is Comanche feeling comfortable with this, at least for now? They want to wait until they get those items up and online.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, they've got a little while to go before Vega will be marching on top of them. Still waiting for this Blink Dagger. G does have an Ancient stack, though. And so perhaps taking this will be enough. You can start signaling to his allies like, hey, I'm about to have my Blink Dagger. Like, just start getting ready. Make sure you save your Vendetta. I want to come too. Try and make something happen here. They have a smoke as well on the Rubik. Maybe making their way down towards G right now, actually. And just really starting to prep up this Blink Dagger for something good.
Now they know what's going on possibly, though. There's... Oh, maybe they don't. There was a smoke that's just holding Misha and Chuvash, but with the movement of Shadow Fiend, they should expect something coming their way now. And pressure going to be applied. Nobody else showing on the map. You can see that in the meantime, Seneko and G are just going to press this tower.
Chuvash, no observer either. Just fishes. Won't find anything, though.
Yeah, and that very clear what's going on now. But the TP rotations are going to now start to move, and Chuvash looking for another hook, has it off cooldown. Seneko backs out, knew it was coming the other direction, and Well, Vega are just reading them like a book. They've also caught onto Arc now. The Ursa left alone. The Meld Strike as well. Damage coming out. They pull him back in. And Enraged TP. Is it going to be enough? Really? What? Oh, my God. Damage mitigation. Please.
Wow.
All right. I was, and then they end up finding the kill in the mid lane, too. Sorry. I was too busy just looking at Ursa.
Yeah, that's fine. That's understandable. I mean, 80%, it's a hell of a lot, it turns out. And, I mean, it's an Earth Spirit. I'm sure it's fine.
Radiant's
Nice snag.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Dire's
Great
top
indeed.
tower
And
is under attack.
now the tier 1 tower going down in the mid lane. The fact that Ursa lives through that, really frustrating for Vega, I'm sure.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be just a clean pick there, so. Pitchrock comes to help out mid. He's got a salve, so he just tanks away for a bit. Takes a couple right clicks and raises from my LTW.
Dire's top
G in the
tower
meantime
is
takes down the tier 1 tower top, so just musically moving around to each and every one of these lanes. It looks like we are going to have the Blink Dagger coming out soon for Ursa, so a lot of potential for a fight there. And also, of course, we've seen time and again the Centaur Conqueror stomp after a vacuum from Hakon, so there's a lot of team fight potential on this Comanche lineup if they manage to get a good initiation.
Yeah, the fact, even though they didn't kill Ursa, just the fact they sent him home too. Like, he's now just getting the Blink Dagger, and he was pretty close when he left up there, so the Blink Dagger on G will help him get out of there up top. And we'll see if Mag can find anything for her to come back on and try, but the scan spot, she's still doing the camp, or at least that's what I think it means.
Yeah, and they're looking, actually going to run right into him. ILTW, but the cask, that's what they needed. Hook a little bit off the mark. Arc does not have that blink yet on his person, so the chase onto Mag. Witch Doctor ulti. Oh,
He's
God.
blinded too.
Oh, Comanche. That's a rough one.
Yeah, nice. Nicely done.
Dire's bottom
Meanwhile, bottom
tower
lane,
is under
Ditchraw doing his thing.
Dire's
There is an
top
Ursa and a
tower
Pudge this game,
fortified.
though, so certainly not a free game to just go full-on split push spin
Dire's
TP
middle
mode.
tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
You can definitely pick them all off. But like guys, I mean,
Dire's middle tower
we saw what
has
that damage
fallen.
mitigation could do from the Ursa at least. Mag going to go back in. They dropped the Sentry Ward.
Tower is under
Oh,
attack.
God, that would have been the moment. I feel like they don't have that momentum with their lineup. They don't have any of the sort of ability to take a fight right now, whereas you take a look at what Vega Squadron are throwing out, and they can just get active early, pressure all these towers, and Comanche, they don't have a response.
Are fortified.
Yeah, it shows the power of heroes like Earth Spirit and Nyx that can just initiate with nothing but levels.
Yeah. They did get the blink down.
This
and
is their initiation.
surge forward, block
Just
for a
running
second,
it out.
could impale onto 2. Omni Slash now down as well. ICW, but a good stomp, able to separate it. It's not enough though, and now the cask bouncing as well. They have the Maledict onto G, trying to bring him down low. They had the Iron Shell there as well, pull him back in. Nicely played by Chubash, saving the day. Another impale goes down onto Misha. Doesn't want to fully commit for that one. Pudge chasing down Ditchia. Has another hook in 2 seconds, so the Blink Dagger spelling the difference is they're going to be able to run down Mag, I believe, as the hook and everything else is there. Yeah, Cask doesn't get killed off by the creeps.
I would call it surprising that went so well, considering they're like surging arc just into them, and they have to fight people that way. But Chuvash comes in a little bit late to the fight, but that one hook really helping. To clean up G because how about another one?
Taking Siomo, why not? Arc takes that kill. And you do have heroes that are not going to be back up for another 20 seconds. They're just going to go for the Shrine and immediately back in towards Roche.
You know, see, it is a little bit obnoxious though with that bird. They don't really have the best way to deal with it. They don't know where it is. Could be anywhere, unless they can actually see the bird. Yeah, he's trying to find it. He doesn't know. Oh, that will be the end of it though. So we'll just send the Witch Doctor down bottom. And Misha maybe missing the memo. He's like, oh wait, we're roasting.
Let's do it, guys.
Coming, guys. Got my urn.
Don't worry. I'm on my way. But Roshan
there.
gonna fall. And this is the turnaround point that we've been waiting for Comanche, the lineup that we knew eventually was going to have that potential. But G has a Blink Dagger. So how do you see these fights working out?
Yeah, didn't really get the best chance to use it last time. And man, he got really hurt in that. Oh, okay. I thought I was going insane for a second there. So he's almost dead. So he's got the other Midler Hammer in his backpack.
Yeah.
I don't know. Snako, he's about to build into his Midas, so we're a ways away from him having his own Blink Dagger. But it all comes down to, I guess, Mag and his scouting abilities. They've been dropping a lot of sentries down the dire side, keeping this Witch Doctor pretty poor.
And again, our final game here in this best of 3 to determine who it is that's going to move on to the playoffs, facing off against Effect. And we've seen some really good stuff from both teams throughout this qualifier.
Yeah, things fairly even right now for sure, I think.
Dire's top tower is under
Just
attack.
a lot of this coming down to who can get the initiation and the lockdown for their massive damage dealer. A little bit of an advantage, I would say, to the Dire right now, just with this Ursa and Shadow Fiend. They're both feeling pretty strong at the current moment. Just power of raises right now at max level early on in the game. And Juggernaut, just for the most part, Ditcheraw relying still on Omni Slash to be his big burst. The Mag trying to hold it down for G. That is 3 heroes.
Going for the fight. They get the cast onto 1. Mag immediately going to end up breaking that, though, and maybe, possibly, can they get the kill? No, they get him. Well played. Chubash quick on the mark, and now chasing further over to the side here. They're not going to be able to kill off Ditcheraw. LTW just going to be forced back to get some Ancients, but a nice little pick.
Yeah, a little bit too worrisome for Vega unless they feel like they have an advantage. Can't really take a fight up against that Aegis very easily. And G's so close to the Deso that he just wants to finish that off. But oh man, that net worth chart is kind of scary. That big gap forming between the Darkseer and the Nyx Assassin making all the difference here.
Yeah, that to me also is feeling like the team fight difference as well, because we've seen Hakon make so much of an impact on these Darkseer plays, going for that helm first and picking up a bunch of different creeps at various points. So they've kind of got answers in a way for the lockdown, and we'll have to see what Vega Squadron's answer is going to be to this group up and push. Gonna have
his Blink Dagger is going to be so clutch on that Darkseer.
Yeah. Oh, Chuvash looking for Ditya, has the angle, not quite there. Ditya going to be able to escape. Oh, he's not going for a TP actually, and well, they've got Ursa in the area as well. Ditya still trying to run. He has his TP off cooldown, but didn't want to use it. Obviously afraid of any follow-up from Pudge. Sioma TPing out, they got him. Oh no, did have the vision right there, it looked like, and damn.
Nicely done, nicely done.
Did they have the vision?
Fine.
I don't think they did, actually.
I didn't see it. I think it was just the hook leftover remnant vision thingy that happens. So just a good hook. And yeah, Ditcheraw, his cooldown his TP was like cooldown for like 1 second.
Right.
That was what happened with the spin.
Okay.
But either way, he lives, so don't matter.
There to keep me honest.
I don't want to confuse the people.
Absolutely. A 4,000 net worth lead.
I still can't explain the double boots Chen, so I won't try to. That was pretty good.
So how much of this are you feeling like is reflected in the score? Is Vega Squadron really far down right now, or do you feel like they're still in a decent position?
Oh, all right, never mind. No worries. No immediate massive bash coming out there from Ursa, so Rubik will live. I would say like 60-40, nothing too crazy for the Dire side right now. I think that's fair. The Aegis is expiring soon. Probably not going to get much more out of it, only a minute to go. And Radiant, they will back into this top position.
Snako, they're going to, I guess, cut the creep wave here with him. And going to bring in another TP. There's no way for them to stop this, though, so... It's back out and away with Nyx Assassin continuing to be a little bit of a thorn in their side. At some point, they got to start thinking about a gem, I would imagine, but maybe just going for a couple more of those sentry wards around the area to make sure they don't set up on them when they're in the position fighting around a tier 2 tower.
Jeez, Mag's got to be thinking, like, does he see me right now? Like, he's walking right behind me from coming, but... we do have the mechanisms, so this will be the game plan then. Instead of going for like a Blink Dagger and trying to initiate over the towers or anything like that, it's going to be more of a passive style here. And just rely solely on Pudge, who almost gets one. And as great as that one would have been, not going to find it.
Yeah. So pressure up in the top lane. You see that Vega is going for this split push style though, and you have Manta style as well as a Helm of the Dominator on Ditya. So this is going to be a lot of damage quite quickly.
Deso, yeah, this is...
They need to respond to this.
Dude, if Snako can find some TP cancels too, they have vision of him though with the wave.
Oh my god, they're looking, but he already used his Boulder Smash. Didn't end up connecting on anybody. Chuvash looking for the initiation, pulls back in Ditya. He's going to be controlled and brought down here, I do believe. No way out for him. Oh, a really unfortunate combination there. And on the other side, Arc ends up taking down Sioma. So really, really bad play right there. Not bad play necessarily for Vega, but unfortunate timing.
Yeah, they went risky. I guess they felt like maybe they commit longer or something like that down bottom, or perhaps they felt that Snake will be able to reach that gap. But with the Midas, no Blink Dagger yet, no real chance of canceling any of those TPs. So heavily punished here. Gives even more goal. He just finished Mechanism, and now Hakon's already almost up to 650, 700. He'll be into that Blink Dagger soon, assuming he wants that and not Greaves. But I feel like once he has that Blink, they'll have that last piece of the puzzle they're just missing, like some actual solid lockdown to allow Arc. Because Arc, you know, he's not an initiator. He wants to be the follow-up. He wants you to already have someone in place, and then he just wants to make sure he'll be there to finish them off.
Right. Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, it feels like that is going to be another timing, but even still without that, they've still just got so much damage, and LTW is a hell of a lot of it as well. They're going to be able to go for the right clicks, jump forward, find Snako. He's not going to end up going down here. Top lane is still being pushed in while this pressure is being applied there. Diving so deep
close
for this. Quite in range with the vacuum.
That was really scary. That could have been trouble for him. Oh, never mind.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
Snako.
he came back in, and he just got blinked and bashed.
Well, and in the
Mistakes were
meantime,
made.
they're going back again. Oh, God, if I was Vega, I'd be so upset about this.
Well, they traded the tier 2 top. Oh, did you off?
They got him. Again, just this combination, it comes out, and they're able to find it. A bash, a couple hits, he goes down. 3-16. Comanche are just completely walking over Vega.
Yeah, they've been forced into full-on rat mode. Well, I thought maybe they'd have a better chance if they were able to take a couple fights here, but I guess with the way that they're just 5-manning so heavily with Comanche, and they're trying to fight that on the side of Vega just by split pushing and whatnot, but they're not successfully getting away with it this game.
Well, in the
Only
meantime,
person who's not getting caught is G.
yeah, and he is, you know, obviously a real powerhouse, particularly if he's able to get into that next tier of item after BKB, but he needs the rest of his team to be there to facilitate it, and just not seeing that happen as much. Aghanim Scepter going to be up on Ursa. Comeback potential, though, from Vega Squadron. What's the way in which they get back into this game? Not that they're completely out of it by any means, but...
There's a couple good steal opportunities. If he could, like, steal a vacuum, you know, that would be sick. Try and set up something for the Earth Spirit. And Mag, he's doing a scouting job. They have a gem, though.
Oh, God. Oh, this could be bad. Mag, just outside of range of it. They actually get the initiation off onto Misha. Not a bad start to this one. Also onto Hakon. He is not going to be able to get it off. They stole vacuum. Misha's got the Ags, or excuse me, the ulti out, but it's not nearly enough. ILTW, not going to be able to chase that down either. They bought back on Hakon.
That's bad. That's really bad. And they got the gem. I think that's why he bought back.
Damn.
Oh, that's
Sioma
awful.
making
All
the
right,
plays.
they're in.
Yeah.
He lost 987 gold. Oh,
Wow.
oh, that is painful. That's a Blink Dagger. Like, he'd be at like 1,400 if they won that fight, or 1,500 or something.
Potentially, technically, he has gained those kills there, so just a little bit off the mark. Had he, like, they'd stuck together a little bit more in a ball, you maybe end up seeing that go the other way where they pick off Nyx Assassin at the start of the fight, but not the case. And
Now
well,
they're in here with no detection.
yeah,
Oh,
they,
there we go. I guess Century drop now. Okay.
they know what's happening, though. Vega Squadron in the area. G is getting ready for this. The initiation is going to come. Ditya Ra sending in illusions. Roche almost
Dude,
down. Mag,
crazy.
a nice combo. Oh, Comanche, they turned the vacuum against him, but is it going to be enough? G picked up the Aegis. They got the Roche kill as well, but they have already lost 2. So it is not going to quite be enough. The vacuum wall combo with the Earth Spirit was really, really good. Excuse me, just the vacuum stolen, and G now is going to end up going down. At the end of the day, they just don't have what it takes. They don't have the raw damage. Seneko kicks away Chuvash, but a raise from ILTW makes it work.
Well, to be fair, we said if there was one chance, it was stealing vacuum, and it won them the first fight, but not quite the second one. And G, despite even getting the Aegis too, that's rough. They get the bounty on the Roche too, but still just a little bit too late. It might be 5-20 now, and that's a lot of dire heroes at the top of that chart. just like so much gold on this HUD.
Oh, they bashed Ditya. Arc got him. Chuvash there to finish it off as well. Back in the mid lane, though, they're on to ILTW. There is no way to kill off this Shadow Fiend, though.
He might need to blink this game on the jug. Just with, I mean, you can't really account for that, but he keeps getting caught and caught and caught trying to do this ratting. And it was pretty evident relatively early on, like I would say before he had the Manta up, just how this game was going to go, or at least before he started buying into this Diffusal Blade. Just having a very rough go over right now.
And this team, time and again, Comanche, they've proven that they're definitely capable of dealing with it, whether it started out in the early stages of them almost knocking Secret out of the TI Open qualifiers and now proving their worth as well on the big stage with, you know, VP out of the CIS qualifiers. Anybody can make it through. Definitely a team to watch, but Vega Squadron not going to give up easy.
Yeah, they're starting to be like reminiscent of old Power Rangers or something like that. Those old giant killers. Those like you can never count them out of a fight or something like that.
Yeah.
But they still haven't found that one big win. That is one thing about Power Rangers. You know, they would just get these ridiculous. They just take down Na'Vi. They'd win like 7 games in a row. Na'Vi was a powerhouse, and then it's like Power Rangers, they're kryptonite or something.
Chuvash keeps on also like hooking his teammates. I don't know why, but
Efficiency.
there you go. Oh, there's the jump forward onto Arc. Going to be able to bring him down, so that's a pretty big pick off. Omni Slash now as well onto Misha. That's going to be a second kill.
Okay.
Just when you think they're out, and now back over towards the mid, they're going to chase down Chuvash. He is also in trouble. They get the silence, they get the stun. There's the impale. What the hell? Is that a caster's curse? Is that what that is?
I don't know. That's like Vega walking around like they have a gem when they don't. Just a great smoke. The vision, it was fantastic from Comanche, but perhaps just feeling a bit too confident with it. Great time to smoke, great time to push. Feeling a little bit of pressure here, it looks like, on the side of Vega, and it's working. BKB, 8 seconds left. Have Chrysalis as well.
Yeah, can't count them out. They dropped the preemptive wall as well, just to, you shall not pass it up. But
really passive play. Just head straight to the shrine.
Yeah. Love to see that. And I mean, the net worth lead, it's been swinging back and forth between these two teams pretty close. And if they do end up getting into that next tier of item for TA, I don't know what exactly you're going to do. I feel like that buyback on the Darkseer just completely changed the complexion of this game.
Yeah, it definitely hurt. Then the big fight with Roche was almost enough to negate it, but not quite. I can't believe how farm Ditya is. Like, he keeps dying. We're talking about how much he's dying. And it's not like these aren't early in lane depth or something. He just got picked off like 4 times in a row on these side lanes and these split pushes, and yet he's still so firm because of this Manta and the fact that Ursa just went down. So, you just do you, man. Keep it up. See if he can survive down here as he starts to build himself a fort in the trees.
Yeah. No scouting right now of this smoke that does, well, have Misha pinging out the way, but I have a feeling that, yeah, it's pinged out exactly where they are. I think. No, that was Shadow Fiend saying that that's the way he wants to go. They can still do this.
Yeah, but they know something's going on. That's why Ditya's digging so deep in the trees. He doesn't want them to have their smoke pop while they're walking down the lane or something like that.
Still Sioma, maybe going to be the first one that they run into. It looks like they are going to get the courier, but that signals their position. Gearing up for a big fight here. The vision advantage is a little bit into Comanche's favor, I think. Comanche would, or excuse me, into Vega's favor. Comanche would be walking uphill right now. Arc forward. They do end up running into one. Oh, they spot him out over there, but it's not going to be enough. Sioma is going to get jumped upon. The Omni Slash already down. They've already lost the Darkseer. This could end up being terrible. Can ILTW do enough? It doesn't look like a BKB buff for G. They're just going to turn and start bringing him down. They only have lost the Rubik, and now Comanche in a terrible position. They lose the Shadow Fiend as well. Chuvash trying to TP out and away. But my goodness, that was so bad.
That was a bit silly. I don't know. Kill the courier and still try and walk on them when you know that they're entrenched and waiting for you. Perhaps not expecting the vision to be so nice, but goddamn.
They don't have buybacks, really. They only have it right now on the Shadow Fiend. They were so far ahead in terms of their ability to take fights, and now potentially going to lose racks off of this.
How about this GTA, I guess? He won't lie down. You start to get in this territory where the TA is just like, oh yeah, she's like on top, but she needs to be like further on top. Oh, nice force that, Snako. Double again.
Is going to be able to walk away. But I back on LTW. They're going to throw out a couple stuns. They want to come in immediately. Vacuum. They have a wall already down. G is going to drop. Maybe. Yes, he does end up going down. Ditya not going to be able to get brought down. So they force a couple buybacks, but they still end up taking 2 lanes of melee barracks.
Yeah, I think that might be worth it.
Damn.
Might be a secondary kill here as well, though. She'll have, is he not even going to go? I was going to say, you have blink in like 1 second. Really? Wow. All right.
Maybe a little bit of tilt
scared
going
or
on.
something.
If there's one thing you can definitely say for this Vega Squadron team, it is full of a lot of very veteran players who not often going to be making a ton of mistakes. And you look at this net worth swing, 10,000 over the course of just about a minute and a half.
Yeah, they were well on their way up before that bottom engagement. And now it's not only just what just happened with that net worth change, it's just the consequences of it. Those melee creeps being reduced so heavily in terms of their gold, their value, and Comanche, even if the Radiant do nothing, as long as they don't die, you're just slowly choking out the dire side. And now just waiting for TA to come back. They'll make their push. 7-second BKB still available. She can buy up a butterfly. It's go time.
This is definitely one of those moments where Comanche are left thinking, where did it all go wrong? It was looking so good. But scary moments indeed, and this is where Ursa also can sometimes fall off a bit. This is a hero that's great at bringing down one single target, but, well, now might end up running into Mag here. Now blinking out and away. Cone as well. Yeah, and the dire scan, they realized what was coming.
They put themselves at such a massive disadvantage by taking that fight down there. Just doesn't suit what their lineup's doing at all. The whole idea of like this Darkseer, like the god tier high ground defense of Darkseer and Shadow Fiend, the potentials for like some sort of Requiem play or something. And even a Pudge, like if you're making that rotation and you reveal yourselves that you're all there, what does Pudge do down here? He doesn't do anything. Can't hook across here. There's creeps in the way. They're all just entrenched. It was just bad all around.
Yeah, really unfortunate situation, and now trying to dig themselves out of this hole, but it does look like Vega Squadron ready to go. And with all of these mobility items, you've got a freaking Ghost Scepter now on Nyx Assassin. Oh, good. But Roche is going to be on the menu, it looks like. This is where you got to hold if you're Comanche.
Oh, you know they're going to go for this
Oh,
one.
Sineko, he's already on it. He knows what's up. Smoke broken. Silence. Blink. Roll. Force staff. Out of there. They know what's coming. Roche down. They pick it up on G. And now what do? You're set up here for this fight, which isn't going to come.
I'll take that as tribute.
Oh, they stole their Satyr. I mean, there's that at least. Or, sorry, their Kobold.
Valia.
True victory.
Oh, man. Yeah, and Vega Squadron, this is where, you know, if you know one thing about them, they're going to end up milking this lead. Doing a good job of maintaining it. So what's the play
bottom
here?
lane's in the base right now, first off. That's not good.
What's the play for Comanche here? Is it you just got to hold high ground? Is it the big vacuum wall combo with the stomp? Or how you feeling this plays out?
I mean, that's got to be it, right? You got to be hoping you can somehow kill them all except TA. Just try and disable her, but they don't have the best long-term disables besides the Pudge Hook, or maybe she'll get caught in a double cask or something like that, but they can't expend too many resources on her. You know, that coming back up from the Aegis, she's going to annihilate them.
I guess the other thing here, too, is we don't have that same Shadow Fiend Blink Dagger that we saw in game number 1, where you could go for like a vacuum stomp into then Requiem on top of everybody. But he can still move into the area. It just might be a little bit tougher.
Yeah, they do have that gem on Meg, so risky business indeed.
Vega, no hurry. They're very comfortable with the pace of this game now. Is there a second time where this turns back around, though, and the lineup of Comanche are in a better position and they can actually take these fights, or is it pretty much always going to be Vega favored here?
No, they just...
That should help.
Vega certainly controlled their own destiny, I would say. I don't see how Comanche could do something that would undermine the What could Vega possibly do to throw this away besides like ridiculousness? Being totally alone on TA maybe if she gets caught out by herself or something, and then they can actually just burn the Aegis would be one way to start.
Okay.
But I mean, everyone's kind of close knit to each other right now. Should be okay. It comes down to Vega offering up the opportunity for this vacuum or for a good hook. Those kind of moments.
Yeah.
Whatever changes this game, it's gonna have to be near their base, and there it is. The Earth Spirit Aghanim's, the disgustingness itself.
Wow. Yeah. So even if you do manage to get like a hook in, the not something that people talk about a ton anymore, but the range on geomagnetic grip. Look at this thing. It's crazy. Remnant pull speed is 100 as well, so hero pull speed only at 600. You are going to be able to pull somebody back from a hook most likely, particularly with that blink dagger that you've got on Sneko.
Yeah, it's also like a 3-second scythe too, because he has a blink dagger. So although it's ridiculously short range, for 3 full seconds he can just remove arc from the game. Essentially, he can just like stand there and just cast it on the enemy, and then try and take advantage of those kind of moments.
All right, well, there we go. Creeps are here. You do have Sioma in the area as well, but Mid-style illusions going in, and
it's time for this game to come to a head, Lyrical. 2 minutes left on this Aegis. Let's go.
They're even gonna do it. Oh, they. That is. Look at that. What is that ward? They actually can see with that. Guys, try it in your pubs. That's the spot right there. Oh my God.
It's pretty sneaky. It's a good one.
Arc jumped in upon. They got him. Kicked back out. Roll in with them. Ursa, where are you going, buddy? They are going to actually end up hooking back in. Ditya Rock going to be able to control him. They do a buyback immediately there for the Ursa. Omni Slash down as well. ILTW trying to go for the Requiem. It's pretty good. The vacuum. No! They steal it. They turn it back against him. G trying to run out. They pull back in Sneko again. It's not as bad as it could have gone. Pudge has Blink back up, and again, 4 seconds. Maybe can chase down this TA. Do they have vision? No, they're not going to go for it. Too scary.
1 minute left on the Aegis. There is time to find a quick pick here. If anyone's left alone, and it's going to be Chubash.
Oh, God. Yeah, there it is. That's really... That is a hero that they needed. Does have buyback, as well as Darkseer.
Yeah, it did cost Arc's buyback for this engagement too, though. Which means no BKB for him. Not going to happen. Now, they really want to burn this Aegis. We got a little bit left here, about 30 seconds.
Okay. And we'll see if they can make it work. Jumps on top of G. They pop the Aghanim's immediately. There's going to be the vacuum back. No follow-up as of yet. Sioma taking a lot of damage. Is going to end up dying. Chubash caught onto G. Is he going to end up getting through the Aegis? It does not expire. But still, they should be able to take this one pretty effectively. And Impale comes out, connects on a 3. Oh, it is really good. And Arc is going to die. The vacuum wall, is it enough? ILTW getting hit, trying to bring down Ditya Ra, healing up through it as well. They are not going to be able to get the hook to control him, but they do get the triple for ILTW.
Well, they got G. Very nicely done. And they brought down Arc once more, but certainly a happy moment for the Dire here. 1,305 gold to our Shadow Fiend. Pumped out a lot of damage that fight. And TA did all she could, almost 7,000. But G, even in the second life, couldn't solo carry this fight, even with that that butterfly too.
Yeah, the Impale was good, and it felt like maybe that was a moment where she could have like refractioned up and then blinked out, but didn't end up working that way. So, well, the end result is still Vega is pretty freaking far ahead. 15,000 net worth, right around 5,000 experience. But signs of life for Comanche.
Yeah, we are also to the point though where there's not going to be any BKBs on the Dire side of anyone of any consequence. I suppose could argue the Darkseer is going to be pretty necessary in these fights, but they don't have to burn anything for either side, so could also just see them buy out as well. Like if they get to any of these bigger items, not really much point holding buyback for the majority of Vega. Ditya Ra's holding on to quite a bit of cash here. Could ditch his helm for something better if he wanted.
I feel like Basher might be the answer. They need some way to deal with the Shadow Fiend who can just, you know, pop his ulti in the middle of a fight. By the way, he's about to pick up a butterfly, and well, that might be the proper way to go with that. Not going to have buyback, but I think that's the right play.
That's fine. No one else has it anyway. You have a BKB with 7 seconds left on it. Let's go that way. And then speaking of BKB, he's going to have to get one on the Darkseer. The power of Nyx versus Darkseer. It's too much. It always gets in the way of your combination. You can abuse Iron Shells too much as well.
Ooh, nice hook.
Go for it.
Able to catch there onto the Nyx Assassin Mag. Getting chased down. They get the vacuum back. Well played. And now that should be the death of Mag. So a pretty nice pickup there for them. Misha gets the kill. And that's going to be his 4-step if he wants it. But maybe better just to save for buyback himself. I don't know.
Oh, they're not letting this one go. It's a very uphill battle.
There's still 2 lanes already gone. So
I mean,
they're up against it.
would we have it any other way? The final game of the CIS qualifiers?
Oh, of course not.
All
How
coming
could
down
we?
to this. They can keep on throwing out these Ion Shell into the creeps, just trying to pressure this out, and maybe eventually they can make a smoke play or something, but it's very slow going at this point. God, that TA, though. Look at that net worth. And MKB going to be up soon as well. Not to mention the refraction charges after this,
Wow.
I'm assuming.
That is a fast Roche. It's like instantaneous.
Yeah, it's
All
really
right,
good.
this is the clock ending.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Instant Roche timer. Yeah. And they are not going to expect this. Oh, this is actually really good luck for Vega here. Maybe, just maybe, Comanche can find something, but it doesn't look like they're going to even expect it. So, oh, God, that hurts.
Oh, I mean, they're pretty much destined to get it anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the fastest ones I've ever seen. There wasn't even like a marker. Couldn't even see the clock up here for the actual Roche timer itself. So here we go, smoked up coming in. Oh, they are very aggressive right now.
Going in, they're able to pull back in one. That is the Shadow Fiend. BKB popped in the Shadow Blade, and meanwhile, Sioma almost ends up going down there. Arc in the middle of no man's land. The Requiem of Souls comes out. They do manage to bring down that Ursa. No buyback, 80 seconds. Is that the nail in the coffin? We'll see. It's certainly feeling like it.
That Earth Spirit Aghanims. Seneko just using it to the maximum effectiveness. He just forces a BKB. There's no choice.
Yeah.
The Shadow Fiend has to go for that. And now they're high ground with virtually no effect. Wow.
All right, they got him, but there's the silence. Going to be able to turn this back around. Hakone pops his BKB, looking for the vacuum wall. Is he going to get it onto 3? That's pretty nice. The Witch Doctor ultimate down as well. Misha in the midst of this doing whatever the heck he wants. He did steal back wall and turn it against them. There's the Ghost Scepter turnaround. Chumash, they eat the cheese, still in some trouble. No mana for ulti right now on Chumash, so they can't do it. That Diffusal Blade coming into play. So they hold barracks, but not the tier 3.
I'm surprised. G popping the BKB maybe a little bit early there.
Looking for that hook.
Trying to figure out whose wall is whose.
Do they have a gemmer? Oh my god, they pull back in G. Trying to bring him down. They have the, dismember as well. Is it going to be enough? He's almost dead. They do pop the Aegis, but that is all for the moment. Now the chase continues. Misha down. Buyback for the Darkseer. No wall this time. Shadow Fiend
That's Megas.
on the other side over there. And yeah, this is really tough. They 3-shot Hakone. That is a Darkseer. It is not going to work. Vega Squadron. They end up taking it. After being down pretty significantly, they're able to pull it back in, and they are going to move on into the playoffs.
Yeah, you got to look back to that one smoke down bottom, the reveal on the courier, and then still deciding to go for it. Maybe thinking they'd all left, thinking you were just going to push the lane.